Yo. I just got out another rehab clinic, that's an admission. There's a lot of shit I haven't addressed in active addiction. Come on, sit back and listen, I'm not a mathematician, but it's shocking adding up all the plastic cups that I'm pissed in. All the staff and clinicians asking about prescriptions, having a chat about my past habits and bad decisions. I'm a fuck up who ended up twisting caps on a mission, blacking out in my bedroom and passing out in
all right.
the kitchen like a...
We're back. Danny Gillis.
Yeah, drop the ball. You want me to apologize right off the rip?
For what?
Not bringing the Bloody Mary.
Jesus, you fucking talk about fucking stepping on my dick in the fucking punchline. Matthew Fitzmaurice and our guy Al from.
What's up?
We'll get into Al in a second.
Okay.
So we're all on a text thread, right? Al's first time on the show. Has a podcast, Bad Brain.
Yep.
Right? You can watch
Thanks
it
for
on
having
YouTube.
me.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're all talking about what we want for this is a very rare breakfast show. We've only done 2 of these, maybe.
It's a good time.
One with Joey Boats.
Yep.
You're in rarefied air with Joey Boats. And we're talking about Bloody Marys. I'm like, let's go Bloody Marys. And Danny's like, first of all, talking to me like as you said, Al. He's like, I'm his assistant.
Yeah.
Like he's like, get this one at this store. That's and so I'm
Not
like, okay.
close.
Then he's like, no, I'll pick it up. Then I texted him last night, right? He was probably fucking blacked out. And comes this morning and it's like, text comes like, did you get Bloody Mary mix? Because I didn't fucking think of it last night. I'm like, no shit, dickhead.
I'm fucking... I dropped the ball, boys. I apologize.
So we can thank Maggie Ahern. We're drinking Vizzy Orange Cream Pop Seltzer right now.
right before we started the show, I'm going on record. This is the best seltzer I've ever had in my life.
It is good.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very good.
It's a good seltzer.
Very
All right.
Yep.
All right.
gonna-
You know what? Now, Maggie doesn't like it, but Maggie has the taste of a child.
Well, she married you.
Yeah,
so,
there you go. It's chicken fingers. It's like chicken fingers and like me. You know what I mean? Like those are the things
those
she
are the
likes
two
in life. You know, and she doesn't really even like me that much. So Al brought a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue, which is the best alcohol that's ever been in this bar. He immediately got himself a lifetime membership to the bar.
Lifetime, so he's not banned like Zach Bryan.
No, Zach Bryan's banned for fucking forever. By the way, some people like, you know what cracks me up, TikTok,
Yeah.
right? Is that like I post the stuff there and like the Josh reel took off. Dude, Reggie Harrison, who listens to the show now, I think, or he's like, I check in. He's Melrose legend football player, Brian Hatch's cousin.
Yep.
Legend. He's like, dude, fucking saw him at the football game the other night. He's like, love that fucking Josh took off viral. And he's like, dude, all these people saying like, because people were saying it's racist or whatever, right? He's like, I work in the Boston housing projects. He goes, when you got no money, dude, you don't got time to worry about shit. He's like, everybody gets along in there. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's got a fucking problem with each other. It's like some woman on fucking TikTok.
It's
is
the
all
white
fucking,
people that say it's racist.
It's the white
That's
people.
what it is,
They're the
yeah.
worst.
It's fucking whites.
How are
whites.
you supposed to explain someone that is black? How are you supposed to explain that they're black? You're just not supposed to say it?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't understand.
I don't
You're just
understand
telling a story.
Yeah, it's
the
stupid.
guy was wearing a red sweatshirt, and you're like, oh, this dude in a red sweatshirt.
He had a sweatshirt on.
Yes, that was it.
So, anyways, but yeah. So, Al's here. So, Al owns Durham Pasta
I do, yes.
and restaurant in the North End as well.
Well, for me, Giorgio's in the North End.
There you go.
Yeah.
So now, I consider myself a connoisseur of Italian subs, despite my lineage of being an Irish loser.
You've had enough.
I've had enough of the corned beef to, you know. So I went over the other day, market research. Now, I'll give you, just off the rip, and this is inside baseball for anybody who listens to this that's in California or whatever. My top, I'm a New Deal guy.
Yeah.
Right? All day.
Everyone
now, you grew
is.
up in Revere.
Yep.
Right?
I'm a New Deal guy, too.
Okay. Yeah, we all are.
Yeah.
Well, except for Danny.
No, I
Your
love
Cold Cut Factory guy.
Cold Cut Factory was my number one.
Yeah.
Was.
By the way, his accent's so
Broke my
ridiculous
heart.
that for a couple of years I thought it was Coca Factory. Like, Coca Factory. I'm like, what's that? Coca Factory. I'm looking it up on the internet. Not Cold Cut Factory.
Most miserable human on earth who makes fucking dynamite
like the
sandwiches.
sub-Nazi,
Yeah,
right?
sub-Nazi.
So I went over to Durham and I put in a decent sized order for one person for Friday. I got the Italian, loaded, as you make it is what I said. The mortadella sandwich, and I got a slice of pizza. I've reported back. I'm in a 1A, 1B situation with New Deal right now.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the only reason that I might have New Deal ahead is just because I have soft Irish teeth. Like, you know what I
Yes,
mean? Like,
yes.
my teeth might not last if I'm on Durham's the entire
you
time.
got weak teeth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got weak
Cotton
teeth.
teeth?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
cotton
teeth like
teeth.
made like from, the bread is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
Everything's dude. That mortadella sandwich, as a kid who grew up, I've told the story before. My godparents are Italian. My godmother's from Revere.
Yeah.
Grew up behind Blanchard's Liquors. And I like would go over there. Like we had an open door and I would walk over to there and be like, can I just get a slice of mortadella? Like, can I
Yeah.
please get some of this fucking food that you're cooking over here? I've told this story a million times. I used to come in from basketball practice. The door that connected the houses was right there. I smell chicken parm. I smell all this stuff. I'd walk in and be baked chicken and fucking like, here's some potatoes, dickhead. Like nothing good. You know what I mean? When I was a kid. But I have to say, this sandwich was fucking ridiculous. Kev Ma, well discussed in the show, one of the biggest grumps in the world. I give him the other half of the sandwich. He texts me, he goes, how'd this kid get the ratio so perfect? Like, how do you fucking nail it? So tell a little bit about Durham and like all that stuff.
Yeah, so first of all, I used to never say where I worked for a while because people nowadays, they can't even like separate, people
Yeah.
joking online and business.
Yeah.
Especially in that whole fucking COVID era.
Yeah.
So like forever, I would just not even like say.
I was
that
actually
in
going to
place.
ask you that,
Yeah.
but then I was like, fuck it, we're just going to do
Yeah,
it.
like
so.
I just went by I just didn't have my name on there and shit
Yeah.
like that. But then I got fucking doxxed because, everyone's a piece of shit. They just can't help it. And so whatever, I'm out there. I own Durham. We started Durham. Basically, we were making our own fresh pasta and all that shit over in the North End, bread for years, but we started running out of space. So we were looking up at some space. That space was available to buy the building. So we ended up buying the building and we weren't even going to open an actual retail store there. It used to be the old Lynn Meat Land, if you know that place before, anyone from Lynn. But, and then we're like, let's just see how the fucking retail store does. We opened I'm telling you, it's like 100 square feet in there. You've been
Yeah, I've
in
been
it.
in
It's
it.
small. Danny thought he could fucking eat in there. I don't know what he was thinking. He's like, yeah, I just went there. I was
Well,
going
no
to
one
sit
told
down.
me anything either.
They're like, no, you can't sit and eat in there. You're lucky you can breathe in there. So we opened the spot. It fucking did unbelievable. I think COVID was a big part of it because people were just grabbing their food and going. So it was we opened 6 months before COVID. Wow. And that type of business did well in COVID. So
Yeah.
a ton of people knew about us and it just kind of kicked off. We added sandwiches 6 months ago and it's just been going crazy. But so that's how Durham started. We do fresh pasta, to-go meals, grab-and-go food, all that shit.
Make bread hot again.
Make bread hot again.
That's
Yes.
the first
That's it.
conversation.
Dude,
Hot bread.
I,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it is whatever. I mean, in a day, as I've said, in a day and age when everything's been toned down and fucking just mass produced,
Yeah.
this is real shit. When you're eating this that it's fucking you're getting the real fucking thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, we're making our own bread. How many people are doing that?
Yeah.
A lot of places aren't doing that. That mortadella sandwich you had, we
Yeah.
make our own mozzarella cheese for that. So that's making our own cheese for it. So everything's homemade. Everything's made from scratch. That's basically, can you get any fresher than that? Now, is it going to be the best? No, I don't think that we have the best sandwich. I don't think that.
pretty close.
But we'll see.
We're
you know?
we're definitely
I
in the
love New Deal. I
conversation.
grew up with New Deal. I'll still eat New Deal to this day, but I do prefer hot bread. That's just me.
Yeah.
So that's why I made a hot bread sandwich. That's all.
Yeah, and I told the story last week, I think, or 3 weeks ago when we made the connection. But I was just skirting through fucking my YouTube algorithm, which for me is just food and guitar videos, right? And
Yeah.
it's and so I've been following you on Instagram for a while,
Yeah.
and just fucking thinking this kid's a character, And then all of a sudden I'm watching this fucking pizza thing on Durham, and I'm like, how do I know this voice? I know this voice, but
Yeah,
this guy's more subdued than
Yeah, yeah.
And then all of a sudden I put it together. I'm like, oh, there we go. That's the fucking connection right there. Dude, the food is unbelievable. By the way, if you're out there, free ad. You got to go over there and have. If you're an Italian connoisseur, which I am, you got to go have this fucking.
Got to go there
sandwich.
with an empty stomach.
Dude, I wasn't. I was telling Fitzy before you got here. I'm I hadn't cured meats in 2 months. I was just give me. I was drinking water all day. I'm
Oh, yeah, I'm
Jesus
sure.
Christ, couldn't get your rings off.
What are you guys on a health kick?
Yeah.
We're
A
trying
little
to
bit?
be,
Oh,
These
okay.
two.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I feel like you've had a few comments that feels like you're on a little bit of a health kick. You can only eat half the sandwich.
So
Well-
2 years ago, I was 340.
okay.
So I'm down. I'm down 55 pounds right now.
55. Wow, that's great.
From my heaviest, yeah.
Yeah. But we're
Nice.
not. I mean, we're not going. Let's not get
No,
fucking
I mean,
crazy.
dude,
here,
I'm
you know
still
what I mean?
fucking crushing beers.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. We're still drinking at fucking 8 in the morning. I mean, what are we doing here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just had
fucking-
McDonald's. You saw me eat McDonald's.
Yeah, he was. We did come in. We just had like a weight loss competition for our thing, like
Did
a
ya?
sponsor.
Oh, yeah,
basically,
yeah, I saw
like
some of
paid us
that.
$1,000 to whoever lost the most weight. One of the kids fucking lost 5 pounds over 3 months. Like you didn't even fucking
Wait,
try.
was it the 3 guys on the podcast?
3 guys in the
So
podcast.
it's you, that kid,
yeah,
Nico.
I won. I won like 45. I lost like 45.
Nice.
But and that was fucking busting balls. I couldn't drink for 3 months. Like I thought these kids were gonna do something.
Yeah.
I did not have to go that high. One kid lost 6, and the other kid lost like 15. One kid's got like GERD.
Yeah.
My cousin, he's got GERD.
Is your cousin the
The
thinner
kid that
guy?
made the chewy. They're both my cousins.
Oh,
the
they're
kid
both
that
your
made the
cousins.
chili.
Okay,
the
yeah,
kid that
yeah.
made the chili is the one that has like he's got GERD, gout. He's got everything fucking wrong with him. Like, legitimate. He's the
big? He's a
weakest
big
human.
dude?
No, he's not.
No,
No.
he's not
Yeah?
do it at all.
No,
no.
he's thin.
No,
Kind of.
yeah, he's just like he's like he's skinny fat. I'd
Yeah.
call him. Yeah, he's just like he's
Built like
kinda
the Grinch?
Yeah, he kind of as he gets fat, he looks more like a pear as time goes on. That's how I kind of do his body shape. But he's got everything fucking wrong with him. He can't eat anything. So like he has to eat good, and he only lost like 10 pounds. I'm like, it's like there's no willpower at all with these people.
I got a question about Italian subs. What's your stance? Do you put lettuce on yours?
I put arugula.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I put arugula.
Knows
on
is
ours.
gonna love that. He likes
Because
arugula.
so there's a huge debate out there with like all the beef people.
Yeah.
And they're like, no lettuce on Italians. And I don't mind a little bit of shredded lettuce.
Yeah.
I
If
don't
it's
mind it.
I don't want like
I think you gotta put
layers
something.
of
Yeah.
dude, break
Yeah.
it up a little bit.
I got no problem with it.
I don't think it's a big deal. So arugula is
I
right
do have
there.
to say this as the only person in here. Have you had the Durham Italian?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to say this. Kev Ma was not, I just gave it to him, sight unseen. Like, Kev Ma's a guy who's watching fucking sous vide videos all day online, then complaining about, like, the fucking results. Like, he's one of the
He's one
best.
of those people?
Yeah, he's one of the best grumps of all
Yeah.
time, right? So when he got, like, and I have to agree with him. That was the thing I thought, like, the ratio of the fucking, like, I guess the extras or the condiments or whatever, not condiments, but whatever, like, the fucking vegetables and everything and the oil
Yeah.
and everything is fucking perfect on that
Some
fucking
people
sandwich.
jack it with lettuce, and it's
Yeah,
that
yeah, too
bag
much.
shredded lettuce. It's
yeah,
too
yeah.
much. Yeah.
You don't want to overpower the sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, you
No.
know, it's like there's nothing more that can be so good. It's got like Italian subs are kind of like strippers, where like nothing's ever been so bad and so good ever. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the
I
best
get down with
stripper
that.
is like holy fuck,
Yeah.
and then like the Cabaret Tuesday girl is like the worst thing you've ever seen in your life. That's an Italian. Like you go to a Greek place to get an Italian, it's like you might
It's
as well put a
bad.
bullet in your
Yeah.
fucking brain. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like I have a friend, she's Greek. No, I'm not gonna slander her here just for being Greek. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm a fan of the Greeks, but she's like somebody put on like Melrose Facebook community like, "What's the best place to get Italian?" She's like, "Mother's Pizza." I'm like, "Come on,
Yeah.
like what are we
Mother's Pizza.
doing?"
Oh,
You're
wow.
not going to Mother's
I mean,
Pizza.
listen, Mother's Pizza.
First off, you're not going to Mother's Pizza
Mother-
for pizza because Greek pizza sucks too.
Listen,
Still have
don't
a-
slander the good name of fucking Mother's. All
It
right?
is, but
It's a good family that owns that place. But I will say this, and they have some good stuff there, but the Italian's not one of them. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
and the pizza.
yeah. And the pizza.
I'm not
sticks,
eating
too.
fucking sweet sauce pizza in a pan.
I mean, I'll eat a Greek pizza in a pinch, dude. I don't hate
That's
Greek
what
pizza.
Danny just said, and I will too.
Yeah.
I did it yesterday.
But all of
those
us, all
Yeah.
of us will
Sorry,
roll our
Brian.
eyes when we have Greek pizza.
Yeah.
We'll eat it, but we're gonna go,
Yeah.
I
It's
enjoy
gonna
it
be so much
hungover.
better.
It's a little greasy. You
I
hammer
agree.
it, the little
It's like
doughy.
good drunk pizza.
Yeah, it
you know what I
is.
mean? Like my buddy Bakes used to buy two. He'd buy two Mother's pizzas when we lived in Medford together, and it would be like one for the night and then one for the hangover.
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
next day. Like I mean, it's not good pizza. It's almost like, but it's kind of like frozen pizza in a way. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like it gets the job done. But like, dude, Melrose has no cuisine for pizza. Nothing. It's all Greek places now.
Petroni's used to be delicious.
Petroni used to be great. Petroni's has been bought by another family. They don't use the old blue cheese they used to use for the boneless. It's like everything else in this country. Like we're in a fucking bankruptcy of actual fucking art
It's
in the
true.
world.
It is true.
We're
Once
sitting
I
here
left-
with a guy who has some art in the world.
Once I left Somerville with all the good
Yeah.
places, like mom and pop places, cash only places, and moved to Reading, I was like, what the fuck is going on up here?
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing? And there's no good pizza,
Well,
no good Italians.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, though. As Mohan has said, Chris Mohan has been on the show many times. we're in like the fucking gold rush compared to what the South Shore's got going on.
Oh,
The
yeah.
South Shore is like in a fucking, it's a mess.
Stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing good down there. You know what I mean? Like nothing. Bar pie, great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Bar
listen,
Pie's
I'm
good.
a fan of
Solid.
bar pie,
Yeah.
but if you're hanging your hat on bar pie, like,
That's my point.
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
we're not crushing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They
it's
act like it's like you're eating Jesus Christ is fucking the body of Christ.
Gourmet.
Yeah.
dude, like when me and Maggie lived for like a couple of years, we lived on the South Shore, like before we moved back up here, and we would go to the Fowler House in Quincy, and we would drink beers and eat bar pie. It was fucking awesome. But like, I wasn't like, I can't wait to get that bar pie tonight.
Yeah.
Like, it was like you're going to Durham to get the Italian. You know what I mean? Like, it's fine. All right, so we're gonna talk frauds, right?
Okay, I
So-
made a list as well.
I love it. By the way, I love it. Preparation is
On
key.
the shit
I-
of this
I got a
morning,
list.
so there might be some missing. You know?
I got a list.
You got a list?
Are we
You didn't
drafting
seem
or how are we
very-
doing it?
No, we just,
No,
we just
okay.
go
We'll
through.
just
We just
talk
go
Okay.
through it. So I'll start. I'm gonna start with like the Facebook algorithm, right? Or like the algorithms, like that you get like on whatever Instagram, whatever. Like like you know what annoys the fuck out of me. And by the way, my buddy Joe Majali, who was in here last night, went to fucking Harvard with Zuckerberg and the Winklevosses.
Yeah, that's
and by the way, he was like, so he was there when that shit was happening.
Yeah.
And I was like, what was that like? He's like, the Winklevosses are exactly like Armie Hammer played them. Like he was fucking
Yeah?
nailed it.
Yeah.
And he goes, and they were like, I remember we were at this party, and he's like, Joe's 6'6", fucking played offensive line at Harvard, and he's like, and they were like, this fucking nerd stole our fucking shit. And he's like, and I was like, yeah, fuck that nerd.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, fuck that guy. It's not going. He goes, I go, it's not going to go anywhere. He goes, next thing you know, this thing's fucking blown
Yeah,
up
no
all over the
shit.
world. So, you know what? Here's the thing that is crazy. It's like now you get this like people you may know, but it's not right. It's like some woman who's around my age who's attractive. So like I'll click into her profile because I'm like, well, maybe I do know her.
Being
Yeah.
the creep that
Right?
you are.
Maybe I do know her.
So
yeah.
I click in. I'm like, who? Maybe we went
Whoops,
to camp
doesn't like
together,
it.
right? Yeah. So I'll click in there, and then like the other day I did it, right? And I'm like, clicked in, and I'm like, oh man, and I start having this whole fantasy, like my wife passes away,
Yeah.
something not horrible, right? But like out like a light switch type of situation,
Yeah.
and everybody feels bad for me, and like me and her and Aspen. There's like a roaring fire, a
Yeah, then
bearskin
you
rug.
reap the benefits.
Yeah,
of it.
yeah. But then like I click to the next picture and I'm like, I see like it's just her 3 kids all hugging each other. And I had this moment of like real clarity of like being like, holy fuck, like what is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna have to raise these kids.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You just,
And
you
then-
just inherited a whole nother family. now.
Yeah. And how am I gonna balance my own kids
Yeah.
with this new family? You know
And
what I
then
mean?
Her profile picture's buried, the one where she went to the fucking Jelly Roll concert.
Yeah.
And you find that out after you're already raising her
So I
kids.
didn't. Yeah, exactly. So I didn't have to know she's poor
Zach
before
Bryan.
I
Zach Bryan
married her.
concert,
Yeah,
yeah.
Zach Bryan concert. Yeah.
She's got Zach Bryan's dog.
Yeah. But no, seriously. So on a real tip, I love my wife. Everybody, I just want everybody to know that she doesn't listen to the show, which is a benefit to that bit.
Yeah.
But dude, that algorithm, they're feeding you like the worst. They here's the thing, what they're doing to you is they're feeding you. They find out, they like watch everything you do,
Yeah.
and then they're like, all right, here's this kid's worst traits. Let's feed him all the junk
Yeah.
food.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's what it is. That's my fraud.
Yeah, I think they try to get you to use that app as long as possible. So that's what they're trying to feed you. How are you going to get you clicking on a profile? So they show you some titties.
Yeah.
They show you some titties.
Yeah.
They show you some food titties.
Yeah, Italian
Yeah,
subs.
exactly,
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Food titties.
Yeah,
Great,
yeah.
dude. I'm fucking stealing that one. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie to you.
All right, now you start. Go ahead.
All right, we'll start with the biggest fraud maybe ever. I think is Helen Keller. That fucking broad. There's no way this broad couldn't see, couldn't speak. And what was the other thing she had? She couldn't hear. She was
She was
deaf.
dumb.
Deaf, dumb, and blind.
Yeah.
And she graduates college and writes papers.
Yeah, you
Tell
can't
me
be
how
dumb.
the fuck that's possible.
Obviously,
You're
you're
deaf,
not
dumb, and blind, and you graduate college. You're writing papers.
I gotta
Yeah.
say this.
Wild.
It's clearly her handle that did everything,
My
right?
daughter,
That's basically what happened.
my daughter, Tess, was on this fucking thing when she
Yeah.
was at Malton Catholic. She's like, "This is fucking bullshit."
Yeah.
She's like, and then they held her hand and they like wrote in braille on her arm. Like
Yeah.
she's like, "That didn't fucking happen."
No
And
chance
I'm
it
like,
happened.
By the way, back then you could say anything and we wouldn't know.
Yeah.
Like,
How
that
do you
is
explain
insane.
what how do you explain what water is just by letting her feel it? Like, how does she know what water is? You can't. If she can't see it, she can't.
Could be
she
dog
can't hear
piss.
it. it makes no sense. If you look at the story, there's no fucking chance this broad was even half. She had to have one of the senses. Either she had one of the senses or the whole thing's a lie.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you can't be all those. You can't have no idea of what the world is, and then be like, oh yeah, she figured it out from under her hand.
Her and her handler are basically like the modern day like AJ and Big Justice, just straight up fucking.
Charlatans.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly what they are. Like that's what she was. Like they just were social media influencers before social media. Just a big crock of shit.
Imagine if she was around today. People would just be trying to out her like all over the place.
All day, yeah.
How do we feel about those two? What are they? Big Justice and
I don't even know who that is.
I don't even watch it
They're
at
the
all.
Doom
Like,
people. You know the kid, the Costco guys? Chocolate double chunk chocolate cookie. You know this guy?
no.
Your algorithm's fucked up. How do you not have that on your algorithm?
I've never seen
I
it.
don't really. Oh, I fast forward through it, and Tommy, my son's like Rizzler. He's
Yeah.
like the
I know
Rizzler.
who the Rizzler is.
Okay, so he's part.
Do you know
kinda,
like the father that's like jacked? Or he's
No.
like kind of jacked. They would like to. It even like got released behind the scenes that he's like yelling at his kid, like do it this way,
Really?
do it this way. It's crazy. Like basically like just like getting his kid for fame, pretty much.
Yeah,
He's like an
it's like
ex-wrestler.
old school stage
Yeah,
dad shit.
exactly.
Like Shia LaBeouf,
Yeah.
your kid's gonna end up like that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like being a piece of shit.
Dude,
But they
he's
just look
He's a
creepy.
fucking legend, though.
Who? Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
You don't think
LaBeouf or
so?
LaBeouf?
I mean,
LaBeouf.
he's a good actor.
I think he's great.
Yeah.
First of all, he tagged Megan Fox in our prime.
Yeah.
So I bet
He-
you in
he's
legend
awesome.
status. Legend status
His
already.
father was a piece of shit. Did you watch?
Yeah, that
what
movie.
was that movie?
He made it, and it's based on his life.
Yeah, that movie was awesome, and Peanut Butter Falcon was fucking great.
Peanut
too.
Butter Falcon's a great movie.
Yeah.
I
He's a great
agree.
actor.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
by the
awesome.
way, real quick side fraud, which you mentioned the other day, which is so fucking true. Starbucks ice now with the fucking pellet ice.
Get the fuck out of here with that.
It's-
This the one on Route 1 though, South has the regular ice now.
Oh, really?
Yep. But the one on the northbound got
Yeah.
the fucking pellet ice.
I
That's
know.
soda ice.
I know.
Yeah.
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
Because here's the thing, you're gonna crush a Coke.
Yeah.
So like, but you want to have some time with your coffee. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna gun that thing down. You had one on your Instagram the other day. It had like no fucking ice in it, basically.
No ice. They're
Yeah.
fucking, it is what it is. They got you by the balls though. That's the problem.
They do.
I
Where else
stopped
you gonna get an
buying-
espresso? You can't make. I got an espresso machine. To get
No
eight
way.
shots, 8 shots of espresso. That's what I have every morning.
Jesus.
I keep it
That's-
light.
no
just
way
me.
that's true.
I swear to God, 8
8
shots.
shots of espresso?
8 shots.
What's an
Jesus
8
This is
shot
just a start.
espresso?
That's
drink?
Michael
That's
J. Fox status,
$9.75.
dude.
the next step is cocaine.
Yeah, we're almost there. We're meth and cocaine now.
That's fucking crazy.
It'll take me like fucking 15 minutes to do 8 shots of espresso. So like they got you by the balls.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
you got to get out of the house, and then
Yeah.
they hit you with a fucking layer of ice that like it couldn't sink a fucking play ship. Never mind the Titanic. Like I wanted so much ice. Like I want this thing to like you're putting extremely hot liquid into here, and you don't put enough ice into it. I can go for days over the ice. Like just don't fuck up my entire day. People
cream-
get killed for less than that.
Is ice a fraud? Or it's Starbucks ice?
Starbucks
not
ice is.
not
I think the baristas are frauds. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
I hate
How's
that name.
sound?
How about that?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
agree with you too.
Yeah.
I
I
agree with
stopped.
that.
I
You're a
stopped
cashier.
buying
Yeah.
coffee. I don't buy coffee anymore. I
know.
brew my own
You
coffee.
I gotta brew
Dude,
it the night before. I think that'd be the smart
I'm a
thing.
Bustelo
Yeah.
guy
Yeah.
all day. Danny got me hooked.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
I'm like a fucking
You
crack
do
addict.
it.
Yeah,
do
you like the
Keurig,
Bustelo?
I have the Keurig in my office.
Yeah.
What's that?
You like the Bustelo?
I love it. Yeah, it's
Strong.
intense.
Yeah.
Dude, I know. I've said this before. Like at one point, like we just talked about a weight loss competition. So like a couple of years ago, me and all the guys fucking that live in this neighborhood, we all did one. So at the end, like I'm like, we lost the year before, right? I never forget. We were at Capitol Grill. Oh, sorry, Grill 23, paying for them. And my buddy Fred's sitting there with the wine list. And he's like, oh, this is a good one. That's a fucking good one. I'm like, I'm never losing again. Like I'm never seeing this look on this kid's
Yeah,
face. So
yeah.
I would text my team every day and be like, we're not gonna lose because of me. Like I lost like 40 pounds in like 2.5 months.
You know
now,
how-
that's not good for you, but
No, but you know how you can
Yes.
win if you do it consistently throughout the whole entire competition, and then you dehydrate at the end.
yeah, obviously I did all that, dude. I was
yeah.
doing,
Oh, you
dude.
did.
I
That's
did
what
the
you
thing
did.
where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
water load, and then I was.
That's
dude,
what I did, yeah.
I
Yeah.
was
Sauna.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
So anyway,
Trash bags.
The next
Oh, yeah.
year we
Brings
the
me
next
back
year,
to fucking
yeah. The next year we
Pop Warner.
the next year we did it like I was.
They're like,
barely-
dude, you're fat. You got to make the weight. And I'm like,
Yeah, you
I'm
gotta
like,
make weight.
I'm sorry, I can't. I like chocolates.
I was crushing it. I
trash
wasn't
bag
eating. And then I was drinking. When you're drinking coffee when you're not eating a lot of food,
Yeah.
I realized when you look at the old pictures of those guys drinking coffee like on the job sites when in the 20s, like on the fucking Empire State Building. You're like, yeah, it was like crack, like because they didn't have enough food to eat, so it was like you had a coffee and it was like doing a fucking line. You know what I mean? Like it was like holy fucking shit. Let's fucking
especially
go.
when you're that deprived
That's
of
what I'm
fucking
saying.
calories and shit. Yeah.
It's a good reason to not eat.
Yeah.
That feeling.
Yeah,
you know what
that
I mean?
feeling, yeah.
That
You're
rush.
jacked
you know?
up. Yeah.
Cigarettes and fucking coffee.
Grill 23 is the best steakhouse.
I
in Boston.
agree.
Al, you just, it's
Hey,
like,
once you said it, I'm like,
Grill 23 is my favorite steak ever.
it's
Their
it's not
ribeye,
even close.
100-day aged ribeye.
It's not even close.
So I heard you say
I've
this.
never been there either.
Oh,
I heard Al say this on the Durham video. Like you were like, if I'm going out, I'm not eating Italian because well, obviously like you eat that all the time,
Right.
So you get a steakhouse or Mexican or whatever. I think that's the best steakhouse. I like Abe and Louie's a lot actually. You know why I like Abe and Louie's though? It's one of those things. Maggie's cousin's cousin is the server there,
Yeah.
so like we always get her. So it's like I feel like I'm in on something. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Like
yeah,
like
yeah.
that feeling. Like
Yeah.
like I'm getting extra service.
Yeah.
Here, you know what I mean?
what's the spot in the Seaport?
Moo? Morton's? Morton's?
No, I know what you're
Where
talking about.
Del
I thought it was
Frisco's.
kind of
Del
Del Frisco's.
Frisco's?
Nope. It'll come to me. But anyway, when you go there,
Did you just raise your hand like a kid in
No,
class?
is it the brick building?
no, it's right across. Oh my God, it's right on the water. I know Seaport, right on the water. Fucking idiot. Anyway, when you go there, they provide you a server, and they're your server for life as long as they work there, which I thought was pretty cool.
That
like
makes
that.
no sense. How does that work? It's like, hey, I want to go in on Wednesday. Oh, he's not working. Sorry, you can't come.
How's Thursday?
You know what? I never even thought of that.
Yeah, it's like, I can't.
But like they go and like now I got this personal relationship with Jose because he's been there 3 fucking times.
Yeah.
And he's like, Danny boy, how are you? But I'm
Racist.
Very.
that wasn't even a Spanish accent. How about that?
Man, that's why Danny's great to have on the show. He can't be racist.
Can't, yeah.
Yeah, he's got a
What the
black
fuck is the
brother-in-law
name?
and his girl's fucking Spanish.
Andy's always late.
The worst thing. Worst thing ever.
Fitzy, you're up.
We just got out of Halloween, right?
Yeah.
Twizzlers.
Oh, fuck off.
Fuck off. I agree with
No, but you guys like Twizzlers?
I like Twizzlers.
I do love Twizzlers.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I
And
know.
hold
Yeah,
on.
I do.
Twizzlers ropes might be that might be a starting 5 candy.
Jesus Christ.
I
What
mean,
is
if you,
wrong
brought,
with you
like,
guys?
if you came out and threw nerds, I would agree. But like,
Twizzlers
Nerds are
suck.
bomb.
Nah, nerds
Regular
are good too.
Twizzlers. You guys like,
I like a red-
regular
yeah,
Twizzlers?
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one when we leave.
is
here.
there a non-regular Twizzler?
He's talking
Yeah,
about
the-
ropes.
you know the ropes
Those
ones?
ones are soft.
Dude, I like all of them.
Twizzlers,
If you went like black licorice, I would have been one.
Black licorice.
Twizzlers are hard, right? They taste like
Make
you're eating,
make licorice hot.
They
Yeah.
taste like you're eating wax.
I'm fine with it.
I love
Ugh,
it.
disgusting.
Dude, you used to
You guys
back
are
in.
They got
fucking
texture.
sick.
Yeah, back in.
After this, I'm never going to Lynn. Never.
Back in,
Brendan's gonna have to pick me up. Or something.
back in middle school, you used to fucking you bite both ends off at the fucking Revere Cinema and stick it in the fucking.
Oh yeah, straw.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of
Fucking
stuff you can do with a
unbelievable.
Twizzler. Yeah. Put it between your pants. Yeah. You're like, oh.
My buddy's dad got fired from his job. He was an HR guy, like back
I
when
can't
HR
believe
people.
all three use like Twizzlers.
I can't believe you don't.
Ugh, they're gross. I don't
Even
like,
like in the winter when it's like 2 degrees out.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you're biting into
Extra
it like
hard.
it's a fucking stick.
frozen Twizzlers.
Dude,
Danny puts his Twizzlers in the
I'm
freezer.
in. Sign me up.
Not a fake story. That my buddy's father was like an HR guy before, like back in like the 80s, before I think HR was like really like woke or whatever. And he was talking to this girl that worked for him, and she couldn't. He's like, she was so annoying. She was the worst person. And he's like, and I had like 3 Twizzlers in my hand. And she was sitting in her chair, and I was like talking to her, and I had these Twizzlers, and I just went bonk, bonk, bonk. He goes, I lost my job. So there's another good use of Twizzlers.
Yeah, hit
The
people
solid
in the head.
uses.
What's your stance on candy corn?
It's trash.
What the fuck?
You don't like candy
It's
corn.
awful.
I love
it's
it.
the fucking
Love
worst.
it.
You like Peeps?
You're all
No,
twisted up.
Peeps.
You're all
Peeps
twisted up.
fucking-
Peeps
Gross.
suck, dude. Peeps are gross.
My
If
grandmother-
you leave Peeps out and they're stale,
Oh.
that's the only way you can eat Peeps.
that's
is
how I
stale,
was just gonna say that.
stale Peeps.
My grandmother used to do that. She used to leave them out, dude.
Yeah.
She used to leave them out for like a week.
And you gotta
she'd be eating them. I'm
you
like,
gotta
what the fuck are
separate
you
them.
doing? Yeah, she'd separate them all.
Yeah,
She'd line
you
them
can't
up
leave
like
them
they
together
were,
because
like
they
were
stay
fucking
soft where
ducks
they
on
touch.
ducks on a pond.
Yeah.
She'd be
Let's
eating
go.
them.
I fuck with
Yeah,
your grandmother.
yeah.
Not you,
She
Al.
said.
Not you, Al.
Candy corn.
All
huh?
right, Danny, you're
I
up.
love candy corn.
So when we first decided, to have Al as a guest on here, I immediately thought food like we all are, right?
Yeah.
Toasted subs can fuck right off. I'm not a toasted sub guy at all.
I agree with that.
I agree with that.
Remember
Yeah.
Quiznos? Remember they tried
Yeah.
that around here?
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
They lasted what, 7 days?
Nah, I think they filed for bankruptcy about
Dude, they're fucking
Two months
terrible.
after
Best
that.
part about Quiznos was that cockeyed hamster they had as a fucking. I
thought it was a rat.
I don't know what it was, dude. It was awesome.
I'm like, that's what you're gonna bank on? You want us to go there and you have a rat and you fucking
Yeah.
you're making your subs? I'm all set.
that was the
I'm out.
best part of Quiznos.
Yeah, I agree with you. Toasted subs stink.
I like my kids, idiot palates, right? But they love Subway every once in a
Yeah.
while, and I'll go in there and I'll fuck with their fountain soda, big fountain soda guy, and he's like, "Do you want the sub toasted?" And it's like, "What are you even talking about right
Yeah.
now? Like, it's just fucking dumb."
I think
Get
it's
that
a way.
oven out of here.
I think it's a way to mask bad bread.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
it is. That's why it's toasted.
And that's one of the first conversations we've ever had was
yeah.
talking about hard bread on Italian, soft
Yeah.
bread for a steak and cheese.
100%.
Yeah, and that's how the world should run.
Yes.
But some idiots out there, they like soft bread.
So I've
Dumb.
talked like, and obviously obviously how to actually make bread, but so both when my oldest daughter, who's at University of South Carolina, by the way, fucking boat raced them last night. Let's fucking go. And Ohio State won against Penn State, which I kind of like.
You kind of just took one of my frauds away. Penn State, they're just frauds, dude.
Yeah.
James
Yeah.
Franklin can fuck right off.
Do you see him yelling at the kid
Yeah.
in the stands?
Yeah.
So I was loaded up on South Carolina last night, 5 bills, which I don't bet like that. You know what I mean? Like usually, like I'm $100 better.
Yeah.
Well, I was just like, fucking, I'm loading up. You know what
Good
I
for
mean?
you, dude.
And it paid off. Thank God, because she wouldn't be able to go back to college that semester if I didn't fucking get it. Dude, so bread, back to that. So my oldest daughter, who's at South Carolina, so she got like, we were like, oh, she's got the stomach bug. She was like 10. So I'm like, my basement now is finished, but at the time was just like a couch in a fucking shitty basement and a TV that I used to go down there and like jerk off and like hang out. And not with her, but by myself.
Yeah.
And she was sick for like a month, and then they like tested her and like she has celiac. So she has it. They tested everybody, me, Maggie, and the kids. So the girls have it. I don't have it. Maggie doesn't have it. I probably have some type of like gluten sensitivity that I don't give a fuck about. They get like sick when they have it, right? The girls.
Yep.
Tommy like doesn't have it, but the doctor was like, he's probably going to develop it over time. He's like, I'll die before.
Yeah,
but
fuck that.
the worst is, so my youngest Addie, she can't remember having real food, right?
Right.
Like she's just had like, it's like when you try like those like Asian people tasting American Chinese food thing. I don't think she would even like it, you know?
Yeah.
Like she's been trained on this horrible food. Tommy's like, but Tess had like Caruso's pizza, had real good pizza when
Yeah.
Caruso's was in Melrose. She's like, I know what that fucking tastes like. She's like, I'm waiting for this miracle pill to come out when I can fucking have it.
Yeah,
again.
no
Like,
shit.
Because you can't, it's the one thing that you can't get right. Like you can fake a lot of stuff with gluten-free stuff, but you can't fake bread. Like you can't. Like it needs gluten to make it what it
it's
is.
tough.
It's just like
Yeah.
peanut butter.
Yeah, it's
the
like-
kids with peanut allergies. I feel terrible for them because fucking peanut butter is delicious.
So
and then they're trying to give them like sun butter,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it's not.
Oh, it's definitely not as good.
Yeah, or like whatever.
My
fake
motto with the peanut
peanut
allergies
butter.
is survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it. Like because you can't
Cull
eat
the
peanut
herd.
butter, you just
Yeah, like some
Send
guy
them out
had
to
to
pasture.
try. Like
Yeah.
I always think about that when they're like, "Oh, this fish, like you have to cut its like liver out in order to eat it." And I'm like, "How many people died to find this
to
out?"
figure
You know
that
what I
out,
mean?
yeah.
Like you know
no
what I mean? Like
shit, yeah.
how many poor bastards in like 1826 died to find out that this is a
Yeah.
delicacy? You know what I mean? They're like, "Oh fuck, Dave's dead." Like, but I think this is still a possibility
day.
we can make this
Yeah.
work. You know what I mean?
he died doing what he loved.
Yeah.
Just good fucking fish, dude.
Yeah, yeah. But I'll give you a fraud real quick. I was talking about this. We were at Tommy's football. By the way, Tommy got his first run on varsity the other night.
Hell yeah.
Kid never ran faster onto the field ever in his life.
That's awesome.
Gotta love that.
Generationally slow family. The parents would not have existed in the days of Sabertooth Tigers. Like
same here.
yeah,
My
so
family same way.
Yeah. So he gets out there and so this kid he lives on, like, basically he found now. Thank God, my buddy Jason Buggy. We had a party in here and he brought New Deal subs, right?
Yep.
So Tommy infamously never tries new things, and now he's just hooked on Italians, which is like a great thing to happen for this family, in my opinion. But his appetizer every night before he eats is like 3 Uncrustables, right?
Slamming them.
Uncrustables are unbelievable.
Yeah.
Best thing in the world, right?
Yep.
My fucking mother, right, used to be like, I made you, you'd be like, made you a peanut butter and jam sandwich for lunch. Jam can fuck off, dude. Who was like, hey, dude, this is nice and sweet. Let's throw 18 seeds in it. Like, who wants seeds in a fucking something you gotta eat? Like, and they're not like it's not like sunflower seeds where they break down. It's like, oh, I got this little hard chunk that I just hit in the back of my mouth, like jam.
Peanut butter and gravel sandwich.
Dude, like my mother must have been watching Chronicle. And she was like, this guy makes his own jam up in Ipswich and
Jam's
does scrimshaw.
better for you, yeah.
Jam, it's better for you. It's not, it sucks. Jam's fucking, dude, what the seeds make it less like fucking bad for you? Like jam is the worst.
What's the difference between jelly and jam?
Glad you asked, 'cause I didn't know.
No, I have no idea. I was in the store the other day.
Here you go.
I can't jelly my dick down your throat.
Oh, okay. I like it. It's okay. It's a joke. I like it.
I was legitimately curious.
Yeah, me too. I was too.
Brendan immediately was like it took him a second, and then he was like, "Ah, fuck you, Fitz. Let's go,
Here we
do
go.
it."
Yeah. Oh, by the way, quick ad, real quick. Misguided Spirits. By the way, I got absolutely cocked on Halloween night, which I had not planned for. My neighbor was like, I went out to like fix the blow up fucking doll on my front lawn. Not the one I keep behind the bar for trying times, but and he was like, yeah. So we went over there and we got absolutely wrecked, and I don't even remember what the story was going. Oh, I looked at my fucking phone log the next day, and I'm like, I called James from Misguided, but I don't really remember. So, anyways, they might not be a sponsor anymore. I'm not sure. But Misguided Spirits, out of New York, employee owned, misguidedspirits.com. You can get them at various places, which we mentioned a couple weeks ago on the show. We're getting like 16 bottles for the Patreon party coming up in a couple weeks. James is our guy, and they're the fucking best. So that's that. Who's up? Al?
Is it me?
Yeah.
Are we going only food? I got
No,
food.
we're going everything.
Okay, we're
No,
going
whatever you
everything.
want.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'll get a food thing out. Everything bagel seasoning. If it's not on an everything bagel, get it the fuck out of here. What's up? They're putting it in salads nowadays.
Yeah.
I just tried to get I think it was a chopped salad the other day at like Burton's, and they threw everything bagel seasoning in it. It's like it only belongs on a bagel. They're putting it on toast, avocado toast. That's another fucking fraud, avocado toast. But what are they doing with everything? They try to put it on everything. It's like when they were trying to jam bacon down our throats. Now I'm a big bacon guy.
Yeah.
Okay, I like bacon, not as much bacon as that
That was
video you
fucking
sent us. But
savage.
when they would jam a bacon down our throat, like bacon milkshakes, it's like, bro, step back, right? Like take it off. Same with this everything bagel seasoning. It's these hippie dippy girls or something that just like, we're gonna put this on everything. Now they sell it in little shakers.
Yeah.
And they're shaking it on their own. Listen, don't put that on everything.
Yeah.
My wife made everything bagel seasoning with French toast. It's like that don't even make sense.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't make sense.
There's too much salt in it too.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we have it sitting in our.
It's basically like
cabinet.
salt, garlic, and poppy seeds.
It's gonna be. It's gonna be garlic powder, sesame.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. I don't think it's good, and it's way too much salt. And we have a jar of it sitting in my fucking cabinet that no one has touched in, I'd say, fucking 7 years.
Yeah. They
It just
buy it
sits there.
once. They all follow each other. The vaginas speak to each other. That's what I always say. They all speak to each other and tell each other to do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know? And then their answer is, well, you guys all watch sports. I'm like, I don't know how you equate those two things. Like, watching sports and everything bagel seasoning. How does that? Okay.
You know what is not a fraud though is what's the bagel fucking place? There's one in Reading.
Bagel World.
Bagel World is not a fraud,
100% not a fraud. French toast bagel.
dude.
Yeah,
Delicious.
That's good.
They got that speed line too. That like if you're just ordering like a dozen bagels and cream cheese, you can go in that line.
Yeah.
You go. By the way, there's a few places in the world that when you're hungover, going in there to order food is like being in line at Auschwitz. And like New Deal and that.
New Deal's for sure.
New Deal,
New
when you
Deal's
go in
bad.
there, it's so intense.
Yeah.
Like you're in the pressure cooker.
My
You know
wife's
what I mean?
never stepped in there to order a sandwich. She just gets too. She's
Yeah, overwhelmed.
You got to be built different to walk in a New Deal.
She'd rather go to down Mass and Cass and go to put an order down there than go into New Deal.
It's intense. If you don't walk in there knowing what you want, you're like,
Yeah. And they're like, who's next?
Yeah. At first,
What's up, honey? You ready?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm just a teacher.
I told this, but I found out about New Deal because I worked at Home Depot in Chelsea, and my buddy introduced me to it. And then like I came home one day and I was like ordered from there, And Maggie's like, why are you acting like a hot ass on the phone to like the sub place? I'm like, you have to order like this. Like,
Yeah.
you have to, like, you're in the fucking, it's like you're on the Serengeti with another lion, like to order food there. You know what I mean? Like, it's intense. You know what I mean? You have to do it.
I used to call up on the phone, and every time. One time I got a sandwich right from New Deal, and they didn't put hots on it. So you always say with everything. I'm like, with everything. So then I would just get into a habit of like, and hots. And every single time the guy would be like, you don't have to tell me hots. You don't got to tell me hots. Everything means hots. I'm like, I get it. But I just keep saying it every single
One
time.
time, I needed to say it.
Yeah.
And you guys didn't put it on.
Yeah,
the
it's
fucking
like,
sub.
but I don't want to get into that argument with the guy. Like, listen,
Yeah.
3 times ago, you had some 16-year-old making my fucking sub, and he didn't put the hots on. So now I'm just going to say it every time for eternity. Like, that's just
How do you
it's gonna
feel
be.
about hots on a steak and cheese?
I've never had it.
Not for me.
It's not for me either, but my buddy was wicked into it, and I got it one time. It was pretty good. I mean, it was fine.
I'm a
I'm sure
pickles
I
and
would love
onions
it.
guy. If I'm
Yeah,
going to
so,
go.
so my wife does pickles.
Yeah.
On a
Steak and cheese
steak
with
cheese?
pickles. Yeah.
Pickles and mushrooms, if I do anything.
I've never.
extra.
So I used to just be straight steak and cheese, but she orders pickles, and it's not bad.
Yeah. But it's
Never,
not like,
I've never tried hot
I
stuff.
don't think it really needs more than what.
I don't
No.
think so either.
You know
What's
what
your
I mean?
favorite steak and cheese?
I mean, I have had Carl's, and I like Carl's.
That's my favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's
Carl's
probably my
is
favorite.
great. Have you had Hornet's Nest in North Reading?
No,
Dude,
it's good.
try that. They do like specialty ones, all like crazy shit mixed in, but they're regular, and they make their own bread too.
Do they?
Yeah.
They
I
get
will
a
say this, by the
teriyaki
way.
one?
They do have a
steak. I like a
they have
teriyaki.
a
steak.
Someone
teriyaki,
literally
yeah.
just told me to get the teriyaki steak and cheese from New Deal yesterday.
Really?
Yeah.
I
I'm
see. I
sorry,
don't do
Friday.
anything hot from New Deal, but that's just me because if I'm going there, I'm getting an Italian.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I never. That's the thing is that like I feel like I can't. The first guy who told me about New Deal was like, he was like, what the fuck's the name of the sandwich? But he was like,
Triple play.
no, it was something else. But he was like, get the fucking. And I'm like, what'd you get? I'm like, I got the Italian. He's like, yeah, you missed out. Like, and I was like, all right, sorry. Like, I didn't know. Like, dude, if you have a fucking lights out Italian, that's what I'm going to get.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a guy who goes in and gets like a, you know, you're dealing with a zero when you go in, the guy's like, I'll have a turkey sub. It's like, yeah.
No, I won't do that for that
No.
reason. When someone's like, "Are you gonna do like a turkey and cheese?" I'm like, "Absolutely not. Let them go to Subway. Like it's fine. Like I don't care about it. It's like, but I'm just not doing a turkey, cheese, and mayo. It's
Yeah.
not happening."
Yeah. By the way, I will
Yeah.
equate the waiting in the line at when you're hungover at New Deal to driving to Durham. By the way, from Melrose.
Oh yeah. That's-
It's
on a with no traffic. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's actually in the same place.
Yeah.
It's in the same exact area that the guy who works on my guitars is at. And it's like, you go over there and it's like, you're in fucking, like, you better be on your fucking P's and Q's when you're driving that
Oh,
car.
yeah.
Like, it's fucking real shit down there. All right, Fitzy, you're up.
The Yankees.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
They suck.
Fuck the Yankees, dude.
Yeah.
I don't watch baseball anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
But once I saw that Shohei Ohtani was in the World Series against Aaron Judge, I was like, fuck, I got to pay attention to this. And it couldn't have went any better.
Yeah.
It could have went better if they swept them. I hate the Yankees so bad, going back to when I was a little kid, and just seeing them lose and just be fucking embarrassed and lose.
But doesn't it
on their
annoy you,
fucking
like, that, like,
home
because
turf.
this is why, part of why I don't watch baseball, is
Yeah.
that, like, John Henry is such a fucking loser.
Oh yeah, he's
And it's like, it bums me out that I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, at least, all right, let's use Wick Grossbeck as an example, which, by the way, I didn't know this. Like, they owned a very small fraction of the team, and his dad really owns it. Like, Wick
Yeah.
doesn't really own it, but at least he was in fucking, like, he was into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It's like John Henry's out there wheeling and dealing fucking
No, he's in
corn futures or whatever the fuck he was, however he
he's-
made his
what
money.
he's doing.
He's a businessman. He doesn't give a fuck about baseball. He doesn't
No.
want to win.
Every-
If he wanted to win, he'd spend more money.
Yeah.
And get these free agents. There's tons of free agents coming up
Yeah.
that he could spend money on and make our team good again.
Top
He's
two
not gonna
highest
do it.
payrolls were in the World Series. It makes sense. You
100%,
spend money,
yeah.
shit happens, and,
Yeah.
and they
And-
did that for a while.
And then
back
you
in the
go
day.
there, and there's no relish.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
There's no relish in the fucking.
Fenway has no relish.
I didn't
a
know where you were
problem.
going with that. That is a fucking problem. That's a problem.
So I went.
How do you get all around?
So I went, right?
Yeah.
And I went to like an idiot because the guys
I'll take one.
walking around weren't coming around yet. So I went to the stand and got a hot dog from the stand, Fenway Frank, but it's not the boiled one. It's a fucking shitty flat top one. Either way, I'm eating it, right? So I go over and I go to condiments and it's just ketchup, mustard, mayo.
Barbecue sauce.
Mayo, barbecue. So, and that's it. 4 things sitting there. So I'm like, oh, I just must have. I went
It's
to
not at this station.
Yeah, I went to the bad one, right? So I'm in wherever I was. I went to the bad one. The guy comes around, and I'm like, oh, hey, Fenway Frank, come here. He comes over.
Like Fenway Frank's a guy?
His name's Frank. Yeah. He comes over and he's like, 2 hot dogs, $73, please. And I was like, yeah, okay, here's my $73. I was like, can I get a mustard and relish packet? He goes, there's no relish. I was like, wait, what do you mean? He's like, Fenway doesn't have relish.
That's
anymore.
crazy.
It's brutal.
And I was like, dumbfounded. And he looks at me and he's like, yeah. He goes, I guess they have to pay the players more. They can't afford relish.
That's bullshit, dude.
This was a Fitzy's Corner.
Yeah,
It was a whole thing I did.
Now,
Oh, yeah, that's a
I'll
big
say
deal.
this.
That's a
I'm
big deal.
I'm a straight mustard. And if I have my druthers, I got a Gulden's, like a hot mustard
Like
on
a
there.
brown mustard, yeah.
Brown mustard,
baby.
onions, and relish. That's my fucking.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I take a dog.
Yeah. Long ways.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, sideways.
obviously.
No, he goes sideways. Yeah.
Yeah. He corner the cob that way
Yeah.
too.
Kelly's got the best hot dogs.
Do they
That's-
really?
I think so. Yeah.
Best burgers.
Best burgers, best hot dogs.
How do you have a roast
Shit
beef
beef.
joint that's fucking
Shit beef. It's the
Yeah.
worst beef.
The
That's the
beef's
worst thing they
terrible,
have
yeah.
on the menu.
Yeah. It is. People like if you
Chuck,
order
I
it
had a
rare, it's
double
good. I'm like, why don't you
burger.
just go down the street?
No, what you ordered, kid. I was there.
All right, Danny, you're up.
I'm a big fan of this fraud, like personally, but it is a fraud. Neckties.
Okay.
What is their purpose?
Al just goes, okay.
What is their purpose? So
Well, I think back in the day, the purpose was so you'd like use it to wipe your face. Is that right?
Really?
I don't know.
I honestly,
I made
I honestly
that
don't know that, but that would make sense because that would be a purpose. They don't have a purpose.
It's a bib.
Yeah,
They
it's a
don't-
bib.
They don't like keep like a belt keeps your pants on. What does a necktie do? Nothing. It's
I agree.
strictly there just to be there.
Does it keep your shirt? No, because it's got a button at the
No,
top.
dude, there's no reason for a necktie.
My
Just
old
so
man-
you look
And
professional.
again, when I said I love a necktie, I have 100 fucking ties.
Yeah.
And I am a master of the double Windsor. Taught myself, right?
One of the best ever do it.
You're one of the best to ever do it.
And honestly, like
Everybody knows that about you.
Yeah. And
I thought you were like the master of Bloody Marys, but we know that didn't happen either. So.
that was second on the
Yeah.
list. Neckties is number
Okay,
one.
all right, that's it.
It's like I forgot. I don't
Yeah.
have any neckties.
We should draft him as a fucking fraud. What he did to us.
Wouldn't be a bad one. Wouldn't be a bad
Dude,
one.
I'll tell you this.
It's funny too
Neckties,
because
okay.
there's so many different versions of it. You have like that Texas one that's just like a buckle up there. You got
That thing's sick.
You got bow ties. You got fucking long neckties. You got ascots.
Yep.
What are they for?
Let me
No
show you
reason.
this gay wedding. My cousin
Yeah,
just went to
let's
this
go,
wedding.
Al.
Let me show you. Because we're talking about ties, and I'm like, this kid just got to come out of the closet. It's fine. We love him.
Dude, it is wild. It's like, what are
Does
they for?
nothing.
There's got to be a reason.
Hold on.
Like going back, there's got to be a reason.
I will
right?
say this: like my father had to wear,
I was about to say, like,
suit and tie to work every day.
Yeah.
And at Gillette, he worked for Gillette for 25 years or 30 years, whatever he did. But like, and he wore bow ties only. And like afterwards, like I remember he's like, I can't wait to never wear
Never
a
wear it
fucking
again,
tie
yeah.
ever again.
Well,
Like,
think about it. So back in like fucking old
Times?
England, in England, they used to have those fucking powdered wigs, right? And that obviously went away.
Signified.
this is
Yeah.
leading
But-
into a great fraud. for
But
me.
so it went away.
Yeah.
Because there's no why would you have a fucking powdered wig? You know what I mean? But the tie stuck around. So what there's got to be a reason.
I
why
bet you if
ties
we
were-
looked it up, but
Yeah.
look, but this kid went to this wedding. He thinks he's like God's gift to earth for some reason. It's my cousin, the kid Nico. This is what he wore.
Oh, he's the
with
guy
a
on your show.
With a straight
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
he's on my show.
with the straight face. First off,
I go, dude, why are you wearing a bolo tie? He's like, this ain't a bolo, it's a brooch. I'm like, it's a fucking brooch. I go, bro, just come out of the closet. No one cares. Like, and you got 2 necklaces
Outside.
Outside of
it.
your shirt.
Yeah, outside of his shirt. I don't know if you can see that. That's gonna come up, but it's like.
Dude, I gotta say
To
this
talk
too.
about neckties,
I
it's
gotta
like
say
maybe
this.
neckties should be in. Like
I
maybe
gotta-
that's
He's-
a fraud.
He's got the fucking villain here too.
yeah.
Yep.
Dude,
and then he's like, I was basically going as Charlie Hunnam. So
Yeah,
so you
well.
dressed up for Halloween at a wedding, like you're in a costume. Like,
Dude, I gotta say
yeah,
this.
he's like he was dressed up as Charlie Hunnam for this person's wedding.
made me-
Look at him. He's like fucking look at him smiling. Like, he took this picture himself. I bet you he's have a selfie stick in his right hand there. How ridiculous is that?
I was dying laughing. So he's on your podcast,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Him and your other cousin. and they were talking about somehow like dicks came up, and he's like, I thank my father for my hog every day, and Al goes, wait. He's like, so you call your dad every day and you thank him personally for like your dick size? He's like, no, I mean, just in my own head, I thank him for my dick every day.
Just sitting there thanking his father. He's legit the dumbest kid. I love this kid more than anything. We asked him one time, we used to do trivia questions. Like he used to throw, like one of the other kids used to ask us trivia questions. They asked him when America became a country. When was the Declaration of Independence signed? Pretty much what they asked him. He said 1974. Like Thomas Jefferson was a fucking hippie in 1974. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? John Hancock's been around for fucking 40 years, dude. Your mother didn't even get her period yet when we became a country. Like, think about that. Like 1974, dude. Like,
1974.
He's just the dumbest kid on the planet.
All right, so somebody's. So this is my next. Fuck, I have two good ones, but I'll save that one. This one I had. So I'm watching the other day. I'm at the house, and I'm like, the news is on. By the way, I didn't know this. Maggie told me like 25 is not associated with Fox anymore. 25 News. Sherry Spear.
Really?
It's not Boston Fox anymore.
Okay.
Only like a Fox News mom would know that, which is what Maggie is. So I saw this news segment. Now it's kind of long. It's 2 minutes and like 20 seconds. And you have to forgive the people at home. You're going to have to forgive the fact that I'm laughing during like half of this segment, right?
Okay.
All right. So tell me who can and who cannot hear.
I'm good.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Can you hear now?
It's going in and yeah, I get it. No,
Yeah.
it's going in and out.
Hold on. By the way, this makes for great podcasting. I gotta
Yeah,
say that.
it's great.
I'm happy you gave him the bad ones. I had the bad ones last week.
Hold on, do this. Yeah, let me see that. Okay, I got you. Can you hear?
I think he grabbed the wrong one. Looking at it, he can't even follow a line. It's crazy.
But there we go.
Nope, he touched the wrong one again. This is funny, dude. I wish someone had the camera on this.
Oh, we got it.
Dude, I might as well be Nico.
It's the bottom right.
All right. Can you hear now?
Perfect. Don't touch it.
All right, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Switch headphones.
No, it's good. We're good.
No, switch because I've already heard. So, in case it goes up. All right.
What's up, Fitz?
I'm having a blast.
Right back at 8:13, a growing social group called Bigger Bodies Boston is creating a welcoming community for plus-size people while pushing for protections against discrimination. As Boston 25 News anchor Rachel Keller explains, the one thing they're not doing is apologizing for who they are.
Where was I born? Games at a brewery in Hyde Park. It's the latest outing for Bigger Bodies Boston, a social group with a cause.
Essentially, Bigger Bodies Boston is a community group. We're a fat liberation community group specifically.
It's the brainchild of Samantha Powers. As she shared her idea on social media, more people flocked to their events.
I didn't have any fat friends or family, and I was really looking for a sympathetic ear, someone that could understand my everyday life.
Their biggest splash so far was a pool party that attracted dozens of participants.
We had more than one person openly crying and being very emotional. It was the first time that they could be in a space without any judgment.
Group members like Rachel Reyestapa and Morgan Fuller are finding strength in numbers while having a lot of fun.
We understand some of the struggles, and also we're really motivated to help other people feel inspired to just live the life that you want to live. Go to that party, wear that dress, wear that outfit, wear that pool party bikini, whatever it is.
Discrimination and assumptions about and around fatness are so normalized in our society. That's a form of discrimination and marginalization that doesn't get a lot of attention.
Changing that mindset and the law is part of the group's mission. They're supporting a bill pending on Beacon Hill.
It would add height and weight to the list of protected classes. I think a lot of people assume that there aren't very many discriminations that are still acceptable, but being fat definitely teaches you otherwise. I personally know friends that have lost jobs because they're not the right image.
us jobs.
Adjusting attitudes takes time. For now, making friends and creating fellowship brings this group together and gives them strength.
People treat fat people incredibly poorly. Having others
I'm doing it right now. Like I'm playing this.
who can understand what you're going through, that's great.
Treating fat people.
I mean,
all right, so here's my fraud.
I wish I
fat
could
people.
see this girl.
Listen,
What does she look like?
Listen, she doesn't look great. I'm just gonna say that right now. You're never gonna guess it. She doesn't look great. I was watching that and I'm like, listen, here's the deal, right? I'm not like, I mean, I'm a sometimes fat person, sometimes kind of fat person. You can not be a fat person. Like, listen, if you put that person on a desert island,
They're gonna lose weight.
they're gonna lose weight.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's how it works,
Yep.
right? So now it's like, oh, let's all get together. And by the way,
If you're really upset
do
with
they-
people picking on you, change your fucking life.
so here's my thing. I want to infiltrate this. I may have to put on 55 pounds again to infiltrate this place.
Yeah.
For science. Because here's the thing.
Yeah.
What if one of the guys is like, hey, I'm going on fucking Ozempic? They should probably shun that person.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you're no longer a fucking fat person.
So now they're the fucking
That's what I'm saying.
racist.
Yeah.
Do they even want to change their lives? Is the question.
No.
I would say no.
They
just
like
wanna be-
being
they want
fat,
everyone
disgusting
to-
people.
yeah.
Yeah, they want to
And
be
they're like,
fat.
dude, imagine me like we
Look at
want to
me,
be
look at me.
we want to be
Yeah.
a protected class.
protected class, yeah.
What, like sucking off of the fucking of everything we have in this country? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
people are worried about the border. I'm worried about these fat losers.
They claim
Fats.
it's not a choice, though. That's what they claim. That's what they're gonna say.
Of course.
Yeah, they're gonna say it's not a choice.
But we know it's a choice.
It's a
Yes.
choice, dude.
Yeah, like I chose to eat Durham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? By the way, great choice.
First
but-
of all, we could probably, besides Danny, we could probably all be in this group because it's like we're not in
Yeah.
shape. Like
Yeah.
my entire life, I could be in this group. What are they doing? They're just going around the city walking.
dude,
That's
they're
it.
all gross looking. They're
Yeah.
not walking anywhere, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first shots were them in a brewery all crushing beers together.
Hell yeah.
Like, I swear to God. They're like, oh, they just had this
Yeah.
event where they all ate. And by the way, they must, when they all
So-
eat together, oh,
Yeah.
imagine
They
that.
put it down.
Great.
Imagine that fucking get down
Yeah.
because
Joey
Imagine the bill.
both sent us the one about the fat people going on rides at the amusement park. You remember that? You
I don't
didn't
think
see
I
it?
don't think I saw it.
So it was people like they have this whole entire Instagram page that's tips for fat people going on vacations and shit
Okay.
like that.
I
So
can see that.
they're like, if you're a big body person planning to go to Disney, right? You can ride these rides.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
the bar it's tight closing on the ride, but it gets there and you're fine on the ride.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they get out and they're just like crushing fucking fraps and shit.
Yeah, just like, yeah. They get those all-you-can-drink sodas, dude,
Yeah.
just filling them up left
They're
and
like,
right.
can
Do
I
you
have
want
a Diet
No,
Coke
I don't
with
want the
nugget
diet.
ice?
Diet, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, Jesus
What are you
Christ.
saying right now? They're getting all insulted.
Dude, but hey, listen, all I'm saying is this. Like, you don't really need a support group to know you're a loser. You know what I mean? Like, for the fat
How
people.
about
No,
just-
to encourage it.
You need a
like
support
all right,
group.
you go to AA or you go to fucking NA so you can stop being a drug addict and you can get the support from those people. I get that,
Yeah.
right? It's just a support group for being like, hey, dude, let's all do the heroin.
This
you know
is
what I mean?
like you needing a support group because you're a bad golfer. That's what it is. It's like you could work to fix this thing. Like you could work to be a better golfer if you practice hard enough,
Yeah.
if you did the right things. That's what this is. It's the same thing. It's like I've been fat. I could never consider myself a protected class. Like, why would you think? Like, no, just either change yourself or just be happy how you are.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Yeah.
a shit fucking golfer. I'm happy about it. Who cares, right? Be happy in your fucking skin.
yeah, exactly.
Your extra skin.
Wear
Be
your
happy.
fucking Charlie Hunneman
Yes. Yeah, your gay brooches.
costume to this fucking.
I'm like, just the
place.
fact that you know what a brooch is.
I never heard that word
That's
until
what I said.
10
It's
minutes
a
ago.
brooch.
I don't think I heard that since my grandmother was alive.
Yeah,
Exactly.
old ladies
Yeah,
wear
an old lady-
brooches.
yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Dan, you want to read Bella's?
Sure. Bella's Roast Beef, 1211 Osgood Street, North Andover. BellasNA.com does not stand for Narcotics Anonymous. Stands for North Andover. Best in the game, Harry, Sandra. Anything that you want, I always say it. They have the best fountain water down to the roast beef. Everything in between. Go see them and say what up.
And if you're going to pop that belt because you just ate too many beefs, you want to go to American Benchcraft.
Fucking right you do.
Lifetime guaranteed union shop. I got Chris Angelini. They're out of Wilmington. Unbelievable stuff. I got the fucking wax canvas tool bag in here for all my music shit because I'm a fake worker. And I got a ledger from them, leather ledger. Fitzy has the wallet. Corker gets you 20% off, I believe. Yeah, that's our place. So check them out. All right, Al, you back up.
How do you get sponsors? That's what I want to know.
Well, you got a sponsor.
I mean, fake ass sponsors, really. I mean, this is like you got 3 different sponsors, dude. I got a kid with a brooch that will definitely suck someone's dick. So like, whoever owns a company, come to us, dude. We'll send them your way.
What's the cigar sponsor? Is it a little free ad?
No, I don't have the cigar sponsor. I need a cigar sponsor.
Is it MB?
No, I just love their shit.
Oh.
No, he'll send me like a shirt or something. But, no, I don't have a sponsor.
What's the name of that place though?
MB Fuma.
MB Fuma. Yeah.
Delicious cigars.
Yeah. So you're a stick guy, right?
I love sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's Fitzy likes sticks?
Yeah. No, I mean,
Foundation cigars. MB Fuma. Go Foundation. I got some in the car. I'll give you one.
where's that?
Foundation's made out of Connecticut.
Oh, okay.
Even they make cigars for Joe Rogan. It's a good little cigar company. You'll like it.
I've had Mohan gave me a Padron.
Okay.
That was bomb.
Yeah.
I got a Cuban from Crymeyer's dad.
Yeah.
Open Eagle,
Okay.
Monte Cristo.
I put Cuban cigars on my fraud list.
Really?
Really?
Yeah. I think
Let's talk about
it's
it.
all hype.
Dude, this cigar, when I smoked it, it was like the most like calming fucking. I was like,
You think you got like that placebo effect?
no. So I don't know good cigars.
Yeah.
Like you could give me a $2 cigar
Yeah.
or a fucking $50 cigar. I don't really know the difference.
Big
This-
backwoods guy.
Yeah, this one. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are
Black
fucking
and mild.
gross, dude. Obviously, I know how it burns and if it's good. I don't like the fucking flavored cigars.
Oh,
like
yeah, that's gross.
Like
Yeah.
acid or whatever they're
Oh,
called.
yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Disgusting. I don't want that.
I was happy they made those illegal. They're illegal in Mass now.
Are they?
If they have a flavor on them, because it's like that whole fucking flavored
Oh, yeah.
tobacco
Oh,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tabacs or whatever they're called.
So this one he gave me, and I was fairly new into cigars.
Yeah.
And this one blew my dick off. I'm telling you, it was fucking unbelievable.
I believe it. I'm just saying, like, in terms of like
In general.
overhypeness,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're
And
paying too much
cost,
money for
yeah.
cost.
But
You
I
can get a
didn't-
better Dominican,
also,
Nicaragua.
I didn't pay for it, so it's not like I'm.
Even better.
You know what I mean? I'm
That's
not
nothing better than
expecting
free.
it.
If it's free, it's
I'm
for me.
hoping that.
Yeah.
So and then I smoked one in Aruba that was supposedly a Cuban. Everyone said it's fake. It's not real. It's they just
They
make
say
them
it.
there, whatever.
Yeah.
They say it's Cuban. That there's no regulations, whatever. That one was great too, and I feel like I was fucking high off of it. It was fucking wild.
So there's different layers to a cigar. Like basically, there's like wrapper, filler,
Yeah.
all this stuff to it. So they could take the wrapper from Cuba and say it's a Cuban wrapper. So
Yeah.
they say it's a Cuban. They could just take the filler, say it's Cuban. They could do whatever they want to do. It's almost even olive oil from Italy. There's a gaff to it. Certain
Really?
olive oils from Italy. Yeah. So it's like same with Cuban cigars. Certain olive oils from Italy are fucking fake as fugazi as they can come. They're coming from Turkey, Greece. Like you talk about that Greek girl.
Yeah.
Fucking fake ass olive oil. You know, they think that everything has olives in it. The best olive oil can come from California because it's like homegrown from the same place, same
Yeah.
spot. But same thing. Cuban cigars, certain Italian olive oils, it's all fake, and you're just paying extra for
The name.
the brand, the name. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Al, you're up.
Okay. We won't use that. We won't use that.
That's been covered.
I did buy, there's a place in Malden, you've probably been there, right near Town Line,
Yeah.
the Italian spot there.
Oh yeah.
Forget the name of it. It used to have a rocket ship, you know what I'm talking about, right?
It's is it Barbera Imports or something like that? It's
Yes.
something like that.
So my buddy Mario that I talked to you about,
Yeah.
he told me to get this olive oil. I hope it's real olive oil because I spent $46 on a fucking
Expensive,
bottle.
yeah.
$46 for olive oil.
What was the
I
name?
will say, it's something Italian. I will say it was the best cutlets I've ever made was in those, in that olive oil.
Dude, when I went to Europe after I told the story, after college, my buddies were going to Europe for like 2 months. And I never asked my parents for spring break, nothing. I was like, I'm just happy to be able to go to college. Like, I was very fucking pleased to be able to fucking, and I was raised in a household where it was not, we had everything you needed, but like it was not like advertised that like we have extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my mother was like, do you want to go with them? It was like $4,000 or something like that at that time. And I remember I met up all these Italian kids from New York that we hung out with. We partied with them for like 3 months, and then we all were on the same flight home. and they were all bringing olive oil home.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like, I was like, why are you bringing that olive oil home? They're like, dude, this is real, like fucking olive oil from Italy. And I was like, the only thing I came home with was like crabs. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was like fucking, what the fuck? But I was like, dude, I will say this. Have you been? I'm sure you've been.
I haven't.
You
No,
haven't.
I've
All
never
right. So
been.
like,
Yeah.
I mean, that food it's next level shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's unbelievable. Fucking.
That's back when men were men and you could bring fucking liquids on planes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Before people were flying them into fucking yeah.
Now a fucking
Thanks.
bunch of pussies.
Thanks.
Bin
Osama.
Laden.
Yeah.
You ruined it for all.
Yeah. All right, so frauds. This thing pisses me off to no end. I go out to eat a good amount, right? Even though I'm always going out to eat for some reason. Maybe I should have got a different wife. I don't know.
She cook?
Not too much. But you know what, too? It's like,
Is she
you're
Italian?
working. She's half Italian, half Irish. So
Hell yeah.
the good part's Italian.
The
The good part's Italian. Servers who don't write down your fucking order,
Oh yeah, in their head.
and they just think like, I give a fuck about your memory.
Yeah.
Like you're not impressing anybody. Like I'm gonna order 3 to 5 appetizers every single time, even if it's just me and my wife. I'm gonna taste a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You're not remembering that. I get 2 or 3 drinks every time, so I'm getting a water.
Yeah.
I'm getting a Diet Coke. Fuck Diet Pepsi. And sometimes I'll get a double espresso, and then I'm getting like a martini or something. So
Yeah.
you're gonna be able to remember all that shit. I'm getting a fucking Grey Goose martini, a little dirty with 3 blue cheese olives. Don't give me 2, don't give me 4. This is what I'm telling the guy. You're gonna remember all that. You remember 3 to 4 appetizers, and you expect me, because then when they don't start writing it down, you start thinking, there's no fucking way
Yeah.
he's gonna
Gonna be
walk
wrong.
away and remember this.
Yeah, yeah.
So now you're like, should I even order the fucking oysters? Should I get the oysters now? Because he ain't gonna remember it. Then he's gonna fuck up the drink. So then we're gonna have to have him come back. Why do they think they're impressing people is what I want to know.
Oh, it's a great fucking point.
I
dude.
totally, dude.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's like people who do crossword puzzles and Sudoku. Like, go do that on your own time. Like, you're not impressing me that you can fucking do Sudoku, okay, or a crossword puzzle. Like the New York Times, go fuck yourself. Like, your memory, it doesn't impress me whatsoever. Just get my fucking order right. That's your one job.
Yeah.
When's this come out, by the way?
So,
Tuesday.
all right, I wanted to get into this. Yeah, this is going to
Vote
come out
no on
Tuesday
question
morning.
5.
All right, so this is what I
Okay.
wanted to say. So explain to everybody why to vote no on question 5.
Well, it's probably gonna come out too late. But anyways, it
No,
doesn't
Tuesday
matter.
morning. Tuesday morning.
And
Okay.
all the Patreon people, there's like 80 in there. They're going to listen to it.
Yeah,
before
they'll
that.
listen to it.
If
before.
you vote yes on question 5, you're basically changing the entire restaurant industry for the worse, I would say. But what's going to happen is, if basically the law is basically stating that they're trying to say that you got to bring up wait staff's wages to $15 an hour, which makes sense in theory. Like, okay, let's let them get $15 an hour, and that's great. Everyone should make $15 an hour. Tips on top is what they're saying. Well, in theory, that makes sense. Right now, they make $6.75. Every single waiter, I got waitresses in my place that are pulling down 6 figures.
Yeah.
They're pulling down 6 figures. They're making $30 to $100 an hour. Some wait staff. You know what I mean? They're making that much money. You know. So like, is the system really broke where you need to put it on the back end? Here's what's going to happen. As soon as this gets raised, let's say it gets passed, and people think 15, people are going to assume it's like Europe. They're going to say, well, we don't have to tip them now, right? So now that pay from $30 to $100 is just going to go to $15 an hour, maybe a little bit. So now they're becoming cashiers. Because if you're a cashier at a place, maybe at a sub shop, maybe someone will throw $5-10 in the tip jar, right? That's all they're going to be. They're going to be that. You just turned every single server into a cashier. There's not one server that I know that listens to the bill, believes in it. It's also going to give the business owner, they think, oh, it's just greedy business owners, which it might help certain greedy business owners. But basically, it's going to give the business owner the opportunity to share waitresses' tips. So even if you came in and you dropped $50 to your cousin's cousin who works at Abe and Louie's, they could take that $40 out of that, the business owner, and give it to the back of the house. They don't even have to give it to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't have to give. They're allowed to do it as they deem fit. So not only that, it's going to cost every single business owner $18,000 per employee. So it's going to cost, say I have 30 wait staff, it's going to cost me $18,000 a year extra. So what are they going to do? They're going to have to do one of two things. Any business.
increase prices.
Increase prices and decrease staff. It's the only way you can accommodate.
By the way, I'm cutting
both.
this reel tonight and put it out tomorrow. So
Yeah, they're gonna one of those two things you're gonna have to do. It's only basic economics. Let's say you came up, your electric bill went up 5x or 3x from what it was. What do you have to do? You have to either cut expenses or bring more money in. That's the only two options there are. So for people to say like, oh, it's failed every single place it's went to. Maine, it's failed. Michigan, it's failed. This broad, I'm going to call her a broad.
Yeah.
She goes around. She's a lobbyist, right? And
Yeah.
I don't blame this girl whatsoever. She goes around to different states and she gets $1 million if she gets it put on the ballot. $1 million cash, bang. She gets it on the
Jesus.
ballot. She gets $1 million. She don't care.
Yeah.
She don't care what it's doing.
No.
You get some people that are backing her, whatever. I don't know who it is, but they're backing her and they're throwing money at her.
What is so here's my question, and because I was thinking about this with you coming on. What is so they bring in this person from out of state, right,
Yeah.
who gets this on the ballot.
Yes.
What is the long-term play for them?
I honestly don't. I don't know, to be honest.
Yeah.
I would say it's.
Destabilize
It sounds,
America.
yeah, that's what it sounds like, a socialism
Yeah.
type of thing.
Yeah.
That everyone should make a fair pay. And here's the thing: they're already making a fair pay.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, like, let's say a server doesn't make $15 an hour. Let's say they don't make any tips for the night. The business owner has to pay them minimum wage. So if that server walks in, it's a snowstorm, they don't make any money. They're there from 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock, 6 hours. That business owner has to pay them $90. You know, they have to pay them 15 times 6
Oh,
hours.
I didn't
or
know
whatever
that.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to make up for it.
Yeah.
So that $675 is only basically to take care of their taxes on
Yeah.
their tips. Like they make servers are
So
not
there's
doing bad
That's
whatsoever.
that's the rub right there is the taxes.
Yeah.
The government wants to know every single dime. A tip-based industry, a lot of money can be hidden.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cash money can be hidden. The government wants to know every fucking penny so they can take their percent.
Right.
So that's where the $15 comes in
I get
because
it.
they want to see it. It want it to be documented, and that's why Venmo is doing that 600 thing. It's all about the government taking their money.
Yeah, and it's all.
I think
on-
that's the
it's-
long-term
It's
play.
only prosecuting the middle class because they basically, even though, like, I'm telling you, servers make a lot of money. Like, especially at those grill houses, they're
Yeah.
making fucking shit tons of money. But
Yeah.
a lot of them making close to 6 figures or even
Yeah.
over 6 figures. So they're doing just fucking fine. If you work a good 40 to 50 hours a week, you're making a shit ton of money. But I don't get how this could even, like, I honestly thought it was a joke. I thought it was a joke at first. Then you see Poland, and you're like, Poland's bullshit? Because how is this 80% looking like it's going to pass at the time?
Because people in Massachusetts are fucking idiots. You know, last election cycle, you know what passed? Higher taxes. There was a question on anything over $1 million being boosted to 20%.
Right.
You remember this?
I do.
And that passed.
Because
Why?
they're taking it as like a millionaire, but it's not. It could just be a middle class
Dude,
guy with a house.
It could be a house. You
Yeah.
sell your house fucking 10 years from now. Everyone's house is going to be $1 million 10
Yep.
years from now.
Yeah.
And now you get
Yeah.
you just increase the amount of taxes you're going to have to pay on the sale of that house by 20%.
Yikes.
Why would anyone vote for that? And it fucking passed.
Yeah.
And I put on Facebook, I was like, only in Massachusetts would people vote for more taxes. And I had people on my friends list be like, to be fair, it's on income over $1 million. I'm like, you live in Medford, you fucking idiot. Your house is $1 million.
Yeah, no shit.
You dumb
dude.
fuck.
What's
Yeah.
$1 million
So
nowadays?
you pass, it's nothing.
No, I know. When you sell something
you
like
pass
that.
house on to your kids.
Yeah.
Your kids are paying 40 grand in taxes instead of the 20 that they should have paid initially.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Bob C. Fucking
What the fuck?
idiot right
How
there.
we doing?
Unbelievable. All right, I'm
Taxes,
glad we got
frauds,
that out by the way
taxes.
because I was actually that was one of the big things I had to ask. I'm cutting that reel tonight. Putting
Yeah,
it
but
up.
fuck service who don't write down orders. I mean, that's that's more important.
That's
honestly.
the bottom line.
Yeah, that's more
Hey,
important.
and it's always the nod that gets me.
Yeah.
You're like, you're gonna write this down. They're like,
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
And then
All
they
right,
want
I'm up,
their
right?
accolades too. They want when they bring it over, like
Yeah,
they
yeah.
got it right. Like I'm not
Wait,
fucking
look.
congratulating you. You did your job.
You had a pen
They're like-
on your chest.
yes,
Like,
you
know what I
have it
mean?
on your chest. Dude.
They're like, Al,
Yeah.
here's your oysters.
Yes. yeah, here's the oysters.
Imagine that. They're like, that's how good they are. It's like the algorithm.
Yeah.
They're like, you were thinking about them, so I got
Yeah,
them for
yeah.
you. You know what I mean? You want to order them, but.
All right, so I'm up, right?
Yep.
Brianna Chicken Fry
Oh,
is a
Jesus
fraud.
fucking Christ.
You know why?
Fritzy.
Dude, if she had a fatter ass, she could probably keep a man.
Oh, my God.
Is it that flat?
Lifetime fucking ban for spa.
What is
Zach
your
Bryan.
obsession with
Ever
Brian
since-
or with
so-
Brianna Chicken Fry?
It's not. I explained this because
He's-
me and my
he's-
daughter,
he's white
when I
knighting
drive
for
her to
fucking
MC,
Brianna Chicken Fry.
the only thing we could find to listen to together that we'd agree on was Portnoy's BFF's pod with her.
Don't get me wrong. I love her. Beautiful woman. I would pick the redhead over her anyways.
O'Malley.
Dude, that was like my
Listen,
whole life.
Candy corn and fucking O'Malley. That's what I'm going for.
Yeah.
So Zach, ever since last weekend, I've been listening to Zach Bryan radio. off the hook.
Same thing.
God
I swear to
fucking
God.
God.
This
This
guy's might be my favorite song
is
ever.
all right. This is Boston personified. You got a cousin that goes out on a limb with a brooch,
Yeah.
and his cousin's gonna blow him up. You got your best friends here, and they're like, yeah. So I just fucking went the
Praying.
opposite of what you told us to
Yeah,
do. Yeah.
There's a voicemail.
Yeah, Evan's got a voice.
Specifically
yeah, I know.
for you.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. All right, here's my thing is this. Whatever. I'm gonna expound a little bit. Now this kid's all over the internet, Zach Bryan.
He's a loser. I'm fucking with you.
I understand that, but I'm gonna tell you why.
don't hate his music.
I love it.
He's now like, dude. All right, you want to write like, listen, as somebody who's written some music, you're gonna fucking next week be like, yeah, hey, by the way, yeah, I know I dumped that bitch and left her in Tuxbury, but here's this awesome song I wrote today about it. You know what I mean? Like, have a little fucking empathy. You know what I mean? I'm an anti-Zach Bryan guy. I think he's a fucking loser. And now also his old Instagram, which I still follow, by the way. Fuck, I'm a fraud. Is like, oh, I'm back in Oklahoma. Missed you so much. Missed the fucking rain down it. Oh, you missed the rain in Oklahoma, you fucking idiot. Like, it rains everywhere, first of all. Second of all, like, he just comes up here, he's loving up Massachusetts, and now he's like, oh, I missed Oklahoma and my friends. Like, no shit, dickhead. Do me a favor. And he said that he crams all his buddies in one shitty little room, and then he's got his own dressing room. That's fucking loser DNA behavior right there. Like, imagine if, like, we had the show on the road, and I'm like, Danny and Fitz, you go in that room
guys
over
go
there.
in that small
There's a
room.
closet over there, and I'm in this fucking room.
I'm pretty removed from this whole thing, but I would say that caring about this is gay than wearing a bra.
Let's fucking
Like,
go.
it's like as gay as you could
I
get.
agree with you.
It's like,
I agree with
I
you.
can just
Yeah.
picture you stewing and you're fucking.
Yeah.
Are you and your daughter fucking just talking about it all the time?
She doesn't even give a fuck, and I'm texting
yeah.
her. I'm like, fuck
Yeah,
Zach
just
Bryan.
love
She's
that.
like, all right, I gotta go to class.
Yeah,
Like, what are
yeah,
you, fucking my dad's a fucking loser. You know what I
Chill
mean?
out, cock.
Yeah. Chill out, dude. Like,
Yeah.
relax. Nobody gives a fuck. All right, Danny.
Instacart.
Is Instacart the way you order groceries?
So Instacart
Yeah.
is, you
Like
can get it
DoorDash for groceries,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to use Instacart twice because I
Okay.
wanted to be two places at once, couldn't do it. So I downloaded the app and I got, it was like real basic shit, like fucking, deli turkey. You know what I'm saying, Al? And we were just
Yeah.
fucking,
You can't order. You gotta be in front of the guy's face to order
but
cold cuts. You
his-
can't.
well,
Yeah.
honestly, no, I honestly think it was like fucking diapers or something like that.
Yeah.
Real simple shit.
Yeah.
Almost immediately, like quicker than like my friends would answer a text. They're like, they don't have it. I'm like, you're already in the fucking store? Like, I thought you were on your couch waiting for me to text you. You're already in, they live there? Fuck off. I was like, all right, cool, get these brands. They're like, yeah, they don't have those either. I'm like, this guy wants to make $0.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Instacart. I think it's the biggest fucking fraud on earth.
That's the way all those fat people on Fox 25
Yeah.
order their food.
That's what they do, yeah.
Instead
Now,
of leaving the couch,
I got
they're
a
just
fraud
like,
coming up, so I'm not.
go
but
buy this
You're
shit.
leading into it. Here's the thing. I only get my cold cuts at Pache's
Yeah.
because you don't even have to ask. They know how to slice fucking meat at this place, right?
Yep. That's true.
And it's right next to Stop and Shop. Like, so Maggie will go to Stop and Shop a couple times, by the way, talking about fraud, Maggie Ahern. She'll go in there and fucking get the pre-sliced American, which is like, you might just fucking.
Oh, you can't do that, dude. It's
like,
basically craft
that's
singles.
food for like people who operate.
Why
Tilted
does it
Worlds.
taste
Yeah.
so much different than when they actually?
I don't
slice it?
understand
It's
that.
not real. I think it's craft singles. I think they just.
I think
fucking
they
throw
come
craft singles in there.
pre-sliced, or they
I
cut
think
it
so,
too
too.
thick.
It has to
Yeah.
be. So why is it that when you're in Stop and Shop, you gotta have a tutoring session with the guy behind there of being like, no, like, and I'm not eating unless I'm going to Durham, I'm not eating as many Italian meats these days, right? But like, why would you have to like be like, hey, dude, that mortadella can't be sliced like thick?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, There's nothing.
They got no clue.
And you're paying. So, by the way, this is the other thing. You have to be there. This is your job, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting tips. So, like, how hard is it for you to fucking slice it? Like, you're going to be here the next 15 minutes anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so, like, you might as well slice it, like, correctly, you know?
I know.
It drives me fucking nuts.
I think because it's easier.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's easier when it's thicker, right?
ma- yeah,
Because
to make a
you,
pound.
you get more pound, less
Yeah, yeah.
slices, less work.
Do you guys slice?
We
at-
slice it. Yeah, we slice the water.
Yeah.
So, but even them in there, you have to. I'll go in there and I'll be like, "That's way too thick." And
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
hold it up. I'll be like, "You got to see your fingers to it. This is me, like in front of the computer. Like, what's wrong with you? Like,
Al-
this
Al's
is
in-
too thick.
Al's
like,
in the
You're
back,
gonna
like-
choke someone here. Like,
Al's in the back,
you
like,
know what prosciutto? If it's too thick,
the
it's like-
gabagool's
yeah.
gotta be thinner.
It's gotta be thinner, dude. You gotta see through it. I'm like, hold it up to the light. I'm like, hold it up to the light. Like,
Is that remember like back in the day? I don't even know if they still do it, but I haven't got it in forever. Where like the guy from the deli used to give you a piece and see if that was too thick.
Oh, they still do that.
They still do it?
Yeah, some places.
Yeah.
BJ's. I go to BJ's for cold cuts.
I bet you do.
Yeah, love BJ's. And in the dude will be like, "Oh, do you want a piece?" And I'm like, "Of course
You're
I
a
do."
golden
Yeah.
retriever.
He's like,
Goes
what am I
licking
gonna say?
them-
No?
licking his
Like,
fingers.
throw it in my
Florida
mouth.
does it. When I was in Florida, Florida does it a lot, but they're the worst with cutting cold cuts. Theirs is so thick.
Really?
It's like, hey, you have a fucking
Publix?
quarter sheet plywood you're giving me.
Go to Publix.
Yeah, Publix.
People love Publix down there, dude.
Yeah, dude,
They
they sell
rave
out.
about
Yeah.
it.
It's not
Piggly
bad.
Wiggly ain't gonna kill you either, by the way. It's not a bad place. All right. I'll do my last fraud. Also, Ben Franklin Print Company. By the way, I gotta say, I just put in an order, which is gonna be approved on Monday. Personal order, by the way, just like Danny just did with the hoodies you got. I lost my fantasy football league. We talked about this. Nothing's gayer than fantasy football, but
Yeah.
I lost it, so you have to get a gift. And like these guys that I hang out with, like that moved here from other places, they're rich, so like I have to act like I'm rich.
Yeah.
So everybody's getting a hoodie, Longhorn Lounge on the back, lifetime member on the front.
Yep.
I got one for you guys. Al, I'm getting one for you too. What are you? An X? Double X?
Yeah, double X.
Okay, all right.
And
Yeah.
And on
X.
a double X, fuck off.
I'm like a double X. Yeah, I'll even take a 3X. I like my shit big, dude.
You got a little room to breathe. Ben
X.
Franklin Print Company. They're out of Middleton, Mass. BenFranklinPrintCo.com. You don't even need the number. Just email them. All right.
Yep.
They're the fucking best. They fucking rule.
Been there twice in the past week.
Yeah, Ben does. I mean, Joe does our fucking shit, and he does it correctly.
Great cast.
Yeah, and by the way, the best part is, dude. So, actually, Brian Hatch's cousin,
Yep.
Rich, came up to me. He's like, "When can I get a pull in the core hoodie?" And I'm like, "Dude, we're out." I'm like, "But we're gonna do green for St. Patty's Day, and we're gonna get those ordered soon."
Yep.
So,
Nice Kelly Green hoodie.
Kelly Green hoodie.
I'm
So
in.
I'm debating. We'll talk about it off air at some point, or we can just talk about it now. But he can open the shop. People can just order it themselves. Or
We should start doing
We
that.
should
That's
do that.
way easier.
Yeah, it's so much easier.
So
to do.
can I tell you a little extra that Ben Frank, why I love them? No bullshit, right?
His Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah,
Bloody Mary
that's
mix
what
would
it
have been
is.
great.
Yeah.
So he asked me when I got the hoodies made for the family. He asked, he's like, "What kind of blah blah blah?" And I specifically said, "We need Vegas gold." He never even balked back. He was like, "Yeah, we got it on fucking deck."
Yeah, Vegas
it,
gold
it,
there.
it fucking matches perfectly, dude.
Yeah.
They just go out of their way. I also I want to shout out one of his workers. So when I went up there, there's two doors, right? And there's a bay door, like a garage door. So it was open. It was 80 degrees out when I went up
Yeah.
there. And so she goes, "Oh, you have to go to the door." Like wicked nice. But I was like, "Oh, all right." So there's a door right next to the fucking garage door. I went to that and it's locked. She goes, "No, the other door." I'm like, "I'm talking to you right now. Can't you just get the fucking guy?"
Yeah,
right?
no shit, yeah.
And so like the door was like 5 feet away. She's like, "Yeah, everyone makes that mistake." I'm like, "Well, then close the fucking door." You know?
It's like the scene from Goodfellas. No, now that door. Yeah.
No, the other one. The other
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah. But no, those are dude. Hoodies are awesome. We'll be wearing them today in the state championship, by the way.
Love it.
Is
Love
this
it.
a state championship?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh, you're going to regionals.
Yep.
Okay.
So last one, Tedco. Teddy, get in bed with Ted. He'll fucking renovate your basement. He'll renovate your face if you need him to. One of the best of the business. He was on the show last week. Teddy was a great guest, by the way. And yeah, so you like he's Gentile's house. He's done.
Tell him.
Guy fucking does it. So you need an estimate. You know all this stuff. By the way, he's had a ton of people from the show reach out.
Yeah.
And all I gotta say is power of losers. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of losers that listen to the show and that need work done on their houses. So
Yeah.
all right, here's my last one, and then we're gonna do Patreon. By the way, Patreon party is November 16th.
Yeah.
If you're a Patreon member, you can come. By the way, Al, you have an open invite. You don't have to be a Patreon member. We have special invites for special people.
I mean, you bring in Blue Label, you get invited.
Yeah, we're starting here at 3. We're going to get Beast from Harry's for Bella's. And then I think probably around like 7 or so, we'll go over to the IA. And Danny Gillis' pictures on the wall, which is amazing.
showed out.
Unbelievable. They get pool tables, they get shuffleboard. I'm playing that shuffleboard this time, by the way. Does it work?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
There's
good.
there's a legit shuffleboard league.
Yeah,
it's fucking awesome.
Sick, yeah. And you can find that, I don't know, go on Patreon, search Pulling the Cork. There's a bunch of people who are in there. And yeah, so anyways, you can do that. All right, here's my last fraud. Statues of old famous historical figures. And I'm
Yep.
going to explain why.
Yep.
This came to mind because of the Dwayne Wade thing, right? Dwayne
that was
Wade's
terrible.
statue is the worst statue that's ever been made. Right?
Yes, it's bad.
He said
So-
it looked like Morpheus from Matrix.
Dude,
It does.
dude, it is awful, right? Everybody can agree. I'm sure I would have been like, send it back. I mean, but I put it on Dwayne Wade because you got to have your pulse on the your finger on the pulse.
Do they,
Like,
they do see it?
dude, I'd be all over it. You making
No,
a
I'm-
statue of me? Like, well, I want to
Yeah,
see
there
this
was
Did you
a-
fucking
see the
thing.
there was a
video? Did you
picture.
see the video of him actually telling him what to do? Like he
Oh, he
approved
saw it?
Yes, there's a video of him approving it. But I guess he's saying that didn't look like he thought he made the changes. They didn't make the changes. But
All right, so here's
Dwayne
my
Wade might be a fraud though in his own right.
Dwayne.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Guy's a beast.
He's
a beast.
Here's what I'm saying though. Back in the days, like, so you can see these statues that are from like the old, like, for example, you go to if you go to Italy and you go to the Vatican, which I have, and there's all these old statues of popes. These popes look like fucking pimps. You know what I mean? These fucking busts
Yeah.
of these men. You know, and like, dude, it's all fraudulent because like, if you were like the guy who was making fucking statues back in the day. You think you're gonna make George Washington look like a dickhead? You know what I mean?
No.
Like,
Yeah,
you're
of course
getting
not.
killed.
True.
Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna get murdered.
Do you think David had like a huge dick? Like, you know, he had that like little fucking pecker that he got on there, like
guy.
the David thing, and
Yeah.
they just like fuck this guy. Fuck David was
Or do
a
you
prick
think?
to me.
Or do you think the artist was just
yeah.
he had a small dick, so he's like, I'm gonna make it in my own likeness.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
one or the other.
He's just,
Small
he's
dick
just
energy.
chipping away going,
yeah, he's just like, I'll fucking
Let's
teach him.
not besmirch David. I thought it was pretty respectable.
But dude, think about that. Back in the day, you're like painting
Yeah.
somebody. Back in the
good sized dick.
Yeah, yes, I did. Yeah,
He's
dick,
pretty
you know?
average, right?
yeah, decent dick energy.
That's what I tell
But back
people.
in the day, like you were like an artist was like basically like just you might as well have been a fucking bricklayer. Like
Yeah.
you were a servant for like people who were like rich. You know what I mean? So it's like you're painting some guy who's a fucking gross dump, like with a face,
Right.
with a fucking face that looks like a cheese
Yeah.
grater went over it. You're gonna fucking clean that shit. You're gonna put a little Instagram filter on that fucking
Yeah.
statue. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh yeah,
Like,
Mona
all
Lisa
day.
was probably disgusting. Like, if you think about
I
it.
mean, her actual picture's gross. You know, like,
Yeah, she
Is
looks.
she smiling? Is
someone
what-
looked at Mona Lisa and was like,
Yeah.
You know, no, terrible.
Dude, like if you were back then, it was like you were just hoping to live to like 32. You know what I mean? Like 32, you were like, oh man, this guy's old as fuck. You know what I mean? Like this, my brother's 18. He's fucking really lived
Yeah.
a great life.
Yes.
You know, like because like any little, I've said this before. This was an original fraud. There's people that say they're like, oh, I wish I was born in a different.
Yeah.
I wish I was born in the 1800s. Like, no, you don't, dude. You stubbed your toe, you were dead. Like you were fucking like.
Dude,
like,
they didn't have plumbing.
We talked, that was his very first, that was a good guy.
Yeah.
They used to just pee in the street and
Yeah.
just let it roll downhill.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We're still doing it behind this garage.
Yeah.
We'll find out about that.
I bet you that fat running club, they wouldn't have lasted that long.
No, dude.
Dude, those badasses would be dead.
yeah.
Those are all the people that died in Vesuvius or whatever the fucking
Oh, yeah,
thing
Pompeii.
was.
Oh,
yeah,
they
Pompeii, yeah. They couldn't run.
outrun the lava.
Yeah, they couldn't fucking
They're
run.
too
Yeah,
fat.
yeah.
They were all
And then they're
stiff.
like, "Oh, treat us better." Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Try outrunning lava
Yeah.
first, you
Yeah.
idiot,
Yeah.
you fat fuck.
I thought
The slowest moving thing. How the fuck did you not outrun lava though?
We talked
Like
about
how
this,
fast
yeah.
could it be?
Somebody sent me an Instagram reel. Lava moves fast, apparently. Like it was like a wave of lava.
No
Yeah,
shot,
this is
dude.
all lie. This is all lie.
That's it.
Dude,
That's
I'm
fraud.
fucking
No,
yeah.
that's a
Wow,
fraud.
it's fraud.
Helen
I've
Keller-
never seen fucking
Helen
Twin
Keller
Peaks
could
or any of
outrun
that.
lava.
Helen Keller. Talking about a piece of shit.
Yeah.
She can outrun lava. You can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no shit.
By the way, that guy's burning in hell. Whoever her handler was, like,
It's a girl. I forget her name because I used to go fucking. I used to like legit argue with people with this. Like legit argue.
it's a girl.
I can't think of the girl's name. Like
Amelia Earhart.
Mary something. She'd be in that fat club.
By the way, everybody knows Amelia Earhart. That's bullshit too, because no woman can fly a plane that
Drive.
far.
Never mind
No,
the
they
fucking
can't.
plane. They can't drive.
Yeah, that's true.
Shout out to the female corkers out there.
Yeah.
We got a voicemail.
Let's go.
Sweet.
Fucking Evan taking my.
Evan's
What's
coming
up,
for
Corporals?
cheese.
Last week inspired me to write a short story. So here we go. I call it American Heartbreak. It was morning time in late July, back in my younger years. I jumped in my 68 fastback and yelled out to Billy, "Open the gate." We're driving down this road I know with heavy eye. As we pass the ninth cloud, he says, "Looks like there's something in the orange." I tell him it looks like the sun to me. After hours of being highway boys, we finally hit the outskirts from Austin. I flip on the high beams to blind these cold damn vampires. Billy looks miserable. He's been fighting with his darling. She begged, crying, "Billy, stay." But he knew he had to go. I said, if she wants a cowboy, she's got one, and you should be happy instead. She's all right, and to be honest, I like right now the best. Now, this story was inspired by some advice I was given from a friend a while back. I told this friend, "Fuck Springsteen, Mel. Once you start preaching politics at your concerts, I'm done with you." And now I share the same advice given to me back to this friend. I separate the art from the artist. Grow up, Brendan. Zach Bryan may be a massive twat waffle, but his songs are still fire. Peace.
Love it.
He's not wrong. I said that exact thing. Like, separate the art from the artist.
He quoted you. He showed me the text where you talked about Springsteen. I was fucking dying.
Well, listen, Zach Bryan's no fucking Springsteen, all right?
Yeah.
That's
no,
fucking-
100%. But it's fucking, it's great.
Yeah, it is great.
Great voice.
Anybody else got any frauds? Or we got to do a quick Patreon?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
Patreon works.
Al,
Yes.
thank you very much for coming. You've been moved into the rotation. If you will have, if you
Yeah,
will,
dude, you can come back.
Yeah, I'll
It's
come
so
back,
fucking
yeah.
great.
yeah. By the way, go get a fucking Italian from fucking Durham. Do something good with your life for once, as my father once said to me. Like, do something with your life. Like, you know what I mean?
One
Like,
time,
go
yeah.
over there. Yeah,
Yeah.
get yourself a fucking Durham sandwich and fucking enjoy yourself. I recommend the mortadella if you're a mortadella guy, which is fucking will blow your dick off your body. What's the other? You have a couple other sandwiches though too.
We got a
real quick.
prosciutto sandwich, a meatball sandwich. We're trying to add more sandwiches too as it goes on.
Yeah.
So
Actually, I do have a quick question before we take off, right? Do you have a fraud Italian dish? Because, like, Italian's my favorite food ever.
yeah,
That's everybody's.
I'm gonna say something that's gonna be pretty controversial.
I'm in.
I'm not gonna say it's okay. Fraud. I'm gonna say this is overrated more than it's a fraud.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Chicken palm.
No.
Okay. Go on.
Even though a chicken palm isn't.
By the way, watch the YouTube because the look that you just shot you was unbelievable. Like,
Chicken palm isn't Italian, but how you gonna go wrong with marinara sauce, a chicken cutlet, and just cheese?
You
on it?
can't.
You
Yeah.
can't, right?
can't.
yeah.
Meatballs is my answer.
That's,
Okay.
that's insane,
So
by the way.
if I'm making myself like a
This is the guy
Sunday
who just said he
sauce,
has 4 sandwiches, one's a meatball.
yeah, one's a meatball. Meatball sub's different. I'm saying like if I go with Sunday sauce, that's like the third thing I'll eat out of my Sunday sauce. So like I'll do like pork in there, do
Yeah.
pork,
Hell yeah.
sausage. That's like, and then the pasta. The last thing I'm eating is the meatball. Like that's what I mean by it's overrated. Like people go crazy over meatballs. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I'd rather have the pork, the brajol. I'd rather have that.
Yeah.
Than have a meatball. So that's what I'm going to say is now, granted, is a meatball 7,000 times better than anything an Irish person has ever made. Yes. Yes. So
I gotta say this:
Yeah.
like we went to the Dubliner, right, to see Ginty play, and their food is like they got like a Michelin,
yeah.
an Irish Michelin star chef, which is essentially like a guy who could work at a deli in Italy, I guess. But
Cashier.
but no, the
Bangers
food
and
was
mash.
fucking great, right? It was
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That said,
Yeah.
I'm never like I gotta be like we a couple guys in the neighborhood the other day were like, I want to go see Ginty play. I'm like, well, we gotta go in early because you can't. There's a line later, so we'll go get dinner. The food's great, and then we'll watch them play or whatever. We'll just drink Guinness. There's a reason people only want like boiled dinner around St. Patty's.
Yeah.
It's fine, and I like it, right? I enjoy it, but I'm not like Mags. You know, I'm in the mood for today. Boiled dinner, like I'm like I'd much rather have a chicken cutlet fucking sub or like a fucking or like a mortadella. Like we don't have the cuisine. Like it's the bottom line. Like,
No,
everybody knows that.
It's hearty, sustainable food because we were going through the famine.
Yeah.
So it's like shit that
but
just
like
keeps
we
you
should like
going.
kind of change that up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you know that there's more people in Massachusetts than in Ireland?
in Ireland? Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy.
It's fucking nuts, right?
Like it's that small of an island.
Yeah, they all left because they
You
were
know
like, the food
the
sucks.
you know the fucking You know the cutlet sandwich that everyone makes?
With the prosciutto.
The Roman.
Prosciutto.
The
Yeah,
Roman.
yeah.
That's the
And
sandwich.
you gotta
Get
have
the
that one.
Roman.
No.
Get the
The
Roman.
Romans,
you should
people
do-
ask.
you should do that
know,
one.
I know. People ask for that.
I bet you that one's fucking awesome.
I only do them cold right now. I got one that like a meatball is hot, but for the most part, like fried, like I don't really have the fryer space to do it.
I get it.
So you were saying on that, by the way, I will say this. My favorite thing when I listen to like one of my favorite podcasts is when you think it's going to end and it goes longer. You were saying in that video of when they did the video that you were like, if I could do it, like eventually, like I'd love to open up a place that's like Pache's, but like more.
Like
that would
Pachi's
be
on steroids.
that would be fucking
Like
unbelievable.
important shit. And just
Yeah,
having all the
important
Italian
shit. I
in
could.
there.
I think I could handle like making, like I'd have like a coffee bar. I'd have like a gelato bar.
Yep.
I'd have all little different areas, the deli, the whole nine, like Pachi's, but just a little bit bigger. I would do it. And
Yeah.
a little more Italian specialty stuff. Not that
Yeah.
it's not that Pachi's doesn't have that, but
Yeah.
they got more of like that. Say that produce side. I
Yeah.
would do some more shit that's more specialty.
Yeah.
My idea, if I could like legitimately hit the lottery, I would make I would basically make like a cigar bar lounge, private club, a coffee bar on a golf course. Like that would be like if I ever did that, first of all, there's none around. That would be like, I would never, that would be like, you know what, love what you do. That would be love what I do.
Yeah.
Do that.
Yeah. We got to get, we'll have to get Alan the Pulling the Cork open next year.
Oh,
The-
fact.
Oh, yeah.
Someone keeps asking me to play in that, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Who's
He
that?
must listen to both of our podcasts because he's like, oh, they were talking about you on the
Who's that?
on the Pulling the Cork. Lawrence Garino. He has the Everyday Nonsense podcast.
Oh, yeah. He hit me up. Yeah. He's like, we're just,
I'm like, they hate Italians. I don't even know why they're saying that thing.
by the way, you see Matt Ricci's thing? He's like, my favorite anti-Italian
Yeah,
podcast on the internet. Yeah. He hit me up the other day.
Yeah.
I was checking out some of their stuff. It was good. I got to listen to the full episodes. Listen, well, we follow in our footsteps. It was like, that was the whole idea. It was like, my neighbor the other day was like, John Sewell was like, I heard, this podcast, and I'm like, he's like, what's it about? And I'm like, this is like trying to explain music to somebody. You know what I mean? Like, how do you explain Zach Bryan's music to somebody, you know, who's never heard it, you know?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
To
it's
a
like,
deaf person.
yeah, I'm like, it's like, we got a lot of people that come on there, just talk shit. Some people have been in jail. Some people are recovering addicts, but it's not about recovery. It's just about
Some people are fat.
Yeah, some people are
you
fat.
should
You know what I mean? Me will be one of them. But anyways, all right. So check out Bad Brain
Yep.
podcast on YouTube. By the way, you guys got a shitload of subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, we got, we had a couple bumps. We've had a couple we had
You had some big
Bobby
guests on.
Kelly on. We went on Bobby Kelly's podcast.
Yeah, your
know,
boys
Bobby
with
Kelly.
Tommy
Yeah.
Garino, right?
Yep.
He was
Yep.
on. Like,
So-
yeah. So
Jake Scally, people that are like kind of big now, especially.
Yeah.
That,
yeah.
Has
you-
it translated to any money? That's the question.
We
No.
say this every
We're
week.
in the fucking red. No, you guys got 5 sponsors lined up, Patreon.
But like when do those internet bucks
Yeah.
kind of stop
Well,
rolling
listen,
in?
I mean, by the way, Sean O'Brien was backstage at Comics Come Home.
Yeah. I did see that.
We gotta have Sean back on. Like he's been way too long
I
since
know.
we've had
He's
Sean
a
back
fuck-
on.
I fucking love that kid, dude.
Sean's the best
He's
kid in the
fucking
world.
best.
Do you know Sean? He's friends with Jake.
Sean
he's a
O'Brien.
stand-up comedian.
He
Sean
gave-
O'Brien, the guy
he's
who's
a-
the fucking guy who's on the head of the
Teamsters.
Teamsters.
His father's a president.
Oh, okay.
That's
okay,
his son.
yeah, Okay.
Yeah. And we
He's
gotta have
the
Jake
fucking best.
Wilcox on.
We need Jake and Shay.
Oh, last thing I gotta say too is that we need Jake and Shay on. And then have you seen this kid Tommy Hyde, the Irish fighter?
Yeah.
have.
Yep.
So he's boys with Genty.
Yes.
So Genty's one of the sponsors. So I'm watching this kid. He came on my TikTok and he's like,
You talking
hello
about
boys. He's
that-
like,
yeah, the Irish breakfast?
He's like, this is one of the best sausage rolls you can get around,
Dude,
And
I
I'm like, dude, that food's not great. But but I'm like, dude, he's 6'4". I watched his fights,
Yeah,
so I was
monster.
like, I want to see
Is he
this.
good?
Dude,
Yeah.
he gets
Yeah.
inside and he's seems like the
Beast.
sweetest kid that's ever lived, right?
Nicest
He's like,
guy on-
Yeah, he's like, clam chowder's excellent. And then like he's in this kid's fucking kitchen.
Yeah.
And he's like throwing down like fucking Ward Gotti. Like it's like he gets inside and
yeah.
fucking goes to town. 6'4", like
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
armed
big
ass
boy.
fella.
Dude,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's probably gonna get knocked out by a black dude at some point.
I
but,
I
like,
don't know.
I
Remember,
watched-
remember when Kimbo Slice came to fight the Irish cop in
I
Boston?
do. R.I.P. by the way, Bobby Cannon.
He died too?
Died.
They
no,
both dead.
No longer with the company. Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
What happened? I didn't see this.
So
way back in the
you
day.
remember Kimbo Slice?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he did like a sanctioned fight. It looked like it was in a basement.
It was in a fucking basement.
Yeah.
Everything was
and
padded.
they fought, and he beat the shit out of Kimbo. Like
Beat the piss out of him.
Kimbo,
Really?
Kimbo was like trying to choke him at one point.
They
because
must
he was
have
just
buried
getting-
that fucking video because I never seen it either.
Oh, we'll find
Oh,
it.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll
I'll
find
find
it.
it,
That's
but
like
I
internet
feel like-
101.
Yeah,
that
because like
video.
Kimbo would
Yeah.
knock people out
Oh,
in seconds. He didn't have the
Yeah.
stamina, dude.
He didn't have the stamina. He couldn't go like
Yeah.
more rounds.
Have you ever seen that documentary Knuckle?
Yes.
It's unbelievable. So it's like a
The gypsies.
yeah. So in
Fuck yeah,
Ireland,
unreal.
It's great.
By the
The
way, people
Joyces
are like
and
this thing was
McDonough's.
supposed to end 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's gypsies in Ireland for people who don't know. I like the gypsy.
Snatch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
tickers.
So O'Malley, who lives over there, he's like they have like rules, like they can't come in the bar, like because. Well, dude, and like by the way, people talk about being racist. This is classist, like, but they're like always up to something. They're always like fucking. They got a scam for everything.
Yep,
but
they
they're
do.
great bare knuckle fucking fighters.
Oh, yeah.
And in the movie, it starts out and the kid who's like the guy who's the man, his younger brother's like built like a fucking pipsqueak. And like by the end of the fucking movie, I mean, this kid must be shooting HGH up his fucking ass. He's like
Ripped.
frothing at the mouth, like just murdering people in the fucking streets.
So I would say that came out, what, 10, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
So when I first saw it, I like friended him on Facebook, the McDonough dude.
Obviously he did.
He still talks about the other family. Like it's like it's a whirlwind of like fucking don't tell those fucking Joyces I'm coming for their fucking mother. Like it's insane.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they're like still on like camcorders on your shoulder.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
There's
You gotta
no
love
money
it.
involved
You
whatsoever.
love a deep-seated hatred.
Yeah.
Anything that has passion, you gotta respect for it.
Dude,
You know?
that's why when
Yeah.
we didn't talk about, maybe we'll talk about it on the Patreon real quick, but when you were talking about Halloween
Yeah.
on your thing, like that's why I felt like I kept watching your Instagram videos. I'm like, this kid's just so mad, but he likes being mad. Like that's my favorite thing
Yeah.
is to be angry and like, but be like passionate about being angry and enjoy being angry.
I'm never gonna look at a waitress again that thinks that she's better than me.
She does, dude. She's trying to like flex on us. Like you're not flexing on me.
I'm never
Yeah.
gonna not think of that. Great
All right,
point.
so Bad Brain, Durham,
Yep.
La
Familia,
Familia,
Giorgio.
La Familia,
and
Giorgio's.
where on the north end?
Salem Street, 112 Salem Street.
Yeah. Awesome. So get your fucking real food there. You
Yep.
know what I mean? Yeah, so check out Bad Brain, check that all out. Danny, anything else?
No, it's
That's
it for
anything
me.
else? You guys good?
Nah, nothing.
We going
All right, we'll do
Wednesday today,
Patreon.
baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, what time's the game?
3:00.
Awesome. Obviously, you're going to win. All right, we'll talk to you later. Peace.